Hello everyone, we are back with the second quarterfinal of the day between Team XGC, or as they like to call themselves, XGC versus YUNKTIS. Not XGC Gaming, mind you. It's only XGC, as pointed out by It's Adi or Godpig, I think. Yeah, never mind. The community vote for this match is in favor of YUNKTIS. It's about 64% and XGC got 36% votes. We could see a similar result, or we could see an upset for YUNKTIS and XGC could prove to come on top. Let's have a look at the roster of XGC Gaming. It's Spider-Man, Mythical, Stanley, It's Adi and AK Deadshot. Then on the other hand, YUNKTIS proving to be a very strong team. Mobo, Nerf, Pengu, Viron, Shax and Ghosty. The map bans for this match are as follows. The map that we'll be playing first on is, you can see the map band on your screen right now. The map that we'll be playing first on is actually Coastline, being chosen by XGC, and then we'll be going to Bank, being chosen by YUNKTIS. The first map, Coastline, will be attacked by XGC as well. Let's hop into action as the operator bans have already begun. So I'm sorry about that, but we have missed operator bans unfortunately. The operators that were banned are Ying, Nomad, Mira and Valkyrie. So Ying and Valkyrie, I think, coming out from XGC, and then the Nomad and Valkyrie coming out from YUNKTIS. Pardon me as I try to note this down. So Ying, Nomad, Mira, and the last one is Valkyrie. As we get right into the action in the first round, the defenders will be going to defend Kitchen with Maestro, Doc and Jaeger. No Bandit. Not that we need it on Kitchen defense, but it's Team YUNKTIS going to defend Coastline. I don't think this is the first time YUNKTIS is going to Coastline. This is probably the second or third time. So a pretty common setup coming out by YUNKTIS, taking the voltage in the corner of Kitchen, placing a shield near the bomb so the defender could play behind this bomb and to deny any attempts of plant in the service entrance area. Other than that, this wall has been opened up a little bit by the Maestro's pocket shotgun. Meanwhile, the Tigers have only IQ has spawned on poolside. All the remaining 4 have spawned towards the pool side, as they brought the Jackal and the Blackbeard on Agent of Freezy. As the attackers come out of their spawns, one of them I think just spotted out one of the defenders on the roam. So Blackbeard is going to push from offices with the Jackal, droning for him I think, no, not droning actually, Jackal is pushing with him. Some of the doors are barricaded. Jackal looking for some footprints. He will track the dock of Hearts, Takplat, Walid Farouk. The Doc is going to hold on to this main lobby area. This is something very common we've seen in Pro League. So one of the operators with the ACOG, usually the Dog, the Rook, or sometimes the Legion as well, holds on to this main lobby area and denies anyone from coming. As I say that, the Jackal as Spider-Man gets the first kill onto the smoke. The smoke is down. The smoke of Iran actually, that's a huge kill. So they might not know about it, but they have downed the Blackbeard as the Jackal loses 50% of his health, he will revive the Blackbeard though. And meanwhile the Mute has also gone down to the Thatcher of Adi. Another defender goes down. It's the Thermite getting the third kill onto the Maestro. No one inside of objective. It's all down to the Doc and the Jaeger. The Doc will not spot the Thermite. The Thermite will get another frag. It's all down to the Jaeger who's upstairs roaming. He has to come back to the side. He has to stop the plant and clutch in a 1v5 clutch situation, but it will be the Blackbeard of Afridi getting the headshot onto Jaeger, denying any kill, any clutch whatsoever. Nice shot. So the first round is in the books for XGC. Kitchen, XGC. Okay, pardon me. As we go to the second attempt on kitchen defense, this time around we will not have the Maestro. In fact, we will have not the Maestro, not the Dot, we will have the Legion and the Echo. The Echo could prove useful as they can spot. Never mind, the attackers do have an IQ. If the IQ is played right, they will spot the Echo drones very quickly and will be taken out of action if he faces them irresponsibly. So the smoke will be making the same rotate once again. Using this rotate, actually you can deny the plant near the window right here. If you peek it from all the way from the luggage side, one of the defenders can hop onto this ledge right here near the luggage area, and you can simply get an angle all the way down to this area inside of kitchen near the window. As the attackers have once again brought the Blackbeard, they will be spawning. Two of the attackers will be spawning on main entrance this time, and they've spawned everywhere actually. So the Jackal once again blocked by Spider-Man. He'll be droning in from offices once again. This time around, they will be contested by one of the defenders upstairs. I don't know if the hatch is open or not. The hatch is not open, so the Jaeger will be playing in Aquarium this time. Last time around, I think he was playing in Penthouse or VIP. One of those places, as he'll be playing in Aquarium this time. The Jackal will move from offices towards the pool side, the Sunrise Bar. So the Thatcher is looking to push from the Sunrise Bar as well, as he has, I presume, already droned out the Sunrise Bar area. The Jackal will drone out from the blue bar, and they've shot out from the blue bar wall, so the attackers don't feel very safe playing inside of blue. So Sunrise Bar will be held by the Legion of Shazil, as he has already placed 2 of his goo mines, at least 2, on the entrances of Sunrise Bar, and he I think has one in blue bar as well. So 3 of the attackers are looking to push the Sunrise Bar, looking to get rid of the Legion playing inside of Sunrise Bar. The Legion has no ADS though. There is no grenade yet. There is no grenade on the attack though. No flashes except the Blackbeard maybe. Yes, the Blackbeard does in fact have flashes, but he's nowhere near Sunrise Bar. He's on the other side of the map. He's towards he's towards the service entrance. So the Jackal was fighting on the front and Legion down low. Okay, so Thermite gets the kill on Shazit, so the Legion goes down. Nice push from the Thermite. As IQ takes out some of the Legion mines, the Jackal downs the Jaeger. Actually kills the Jaeger, and he loses a lot of his HP. There's only 1 minute remaining that the Echo is playing on main entrance area. He almost gets the head of one of the attackers. He will miss some shot. He will most likely go and flank through the CCTV area. So the smoke of Mo is choking off the kitchen window. He might not be aware of the Blackbeard. Okay, he is aware of the Blackbeard playing at the service entrance door. The Blackbeard, if he just peeks wide enough, he can kill the smoke. You see the smoke, you get the shot on the smoke. So the Blackbeard got the shot on the smoke. It's all down to the Veron on the mute. He will drop from officer's hash. He will be hurt by the Jackal. He will be killed by the Jackal. No, he will not be killed by the Jackal. He will get the frag onto the Jackal. But he is down to about 15 HP. One of the attackers will peek him, wide peek him from the main entrance area as they are spotted right now. So it's a 1v4 kill situation for the mute. Very low on HP. Defuses down. It looks very tough for him as one of the attackers, the Thatcher, has already gone outside of kitchen window. He will be droning for himself, or actually placing a drone for the mute. There's no bueno at this point as the defuser halfway through. He's just looking for some kills. He will not land the headshot onto the IQ. He will down the IQ, get rid of the IQ, but he'll be immediately refragged by the Blackbeard of Agent of Reedy. Once again, Agent of Reedy getting the last kill to 2-0 in favor of XGC on coastline. XGC looking strong on their attacks on coastline so far. The defenders have not really roamed, effectively, as the roamers just get picked in the early stages. So round 2 on kitchen goes to XGC once again. So this time around, YUNKTIS have chosen to swap their bomb sites from kitchen to hookah. They'll not be bringing the Echo this time around. They'll in fact go for the Ella and letting go of the mute and also one of the other operators, I don't remember. So we once again see the Maestro and the Ella. No 6-picks coming out from the defenders, whereas we do see a 6-pick from the Twitch to the Jackal on that same Spider-Man. Spider-Man really doing his job on the Jackal. He has already got 3 frags in 2 rounds. It's work. And could do the thing. I don't think he has tracked anyone except the dog. I might have not seen him track anyone at the start of the game, in the last round, but he's nevertheless using the gun very good. This is a nice maestro cam, strange maestro cam. By nerf penguins, this can be easily taken down by the sledge, but they don't have any sledge. So the XGC actually not bringing any good soft destruction. You do have the secondary shotgun on the Jackal, but that's not really do the job for you. A lot of barbed wire towards aquarium and Billy's side from the defenders. No barbed wire. Okay, so there is some barbed wire on Cool Vibes and inside of Hookah. So that maestro cam, actually I was talking about this maestro cam, that could have been easily taken down by the sledge if they had a sledge, but they don't have anything to get rid of it right now, I think, and this might prove to be very efficient for the defenders. As the attackers have made their way to the roof, they'll be peeking some of the common spot from the roof. As the Legion is once again contesting, once again for the first time contesting the Cool Wives. Once again the Blackbeard being brought out by Afridi. He will be playing on the hookah window as he's blinded by the smoke of Movo inside of hookah. It's just above the hatch. They don't have any thought destruction. They could have got on the hatch from below and maybe got rid of Movo, but there will be no one downstairs. No defenders, no attackers. The Blackbeard is still looking to get rid of the smoke, and he's also picking the hallway towards the VIP lounge. As he will get also repelled, the Legion just pre-fires some shots. And the only operator that has lost a bit of his FP or HP is actually IQ of Mythical XGC. That will be a waste of time. Okay, he will not go down to pick it up. He's actually gonna. So the Jackal once again tracking the Jaeger of Shazid. He's looking for some more footprints as the Jaeger has been spotted out inside of Cool White stairs. He is not roaming from far from sight, so he will be safe, relatively safe. As he pre-fires some of the spots, there will be 2 attackers inside of VIP. The Thermite opening up the VIP wall as he's covered by the Thatcher of its Adi. So the Blackbeard does hit a goo mine as he tries to push from Sunrise Bar. So once again, the Jackal of Spider-Man getting 2 frags this time. He's being down by the smoke of Movo. So Movo getting the refrag onto the Jackal, so it's down to a 4v3 in favor of the attackers. The attacker, I think the Blackbeard is rappelling on the hookah, the hookah balcony, the hookah window actually. He will not spot the Legion, but he will hear the smoke actually. The Blackbeard makes his way inside. The Blackbeard will be taken down by the smoke, but the smoke is immediately refragged by the Blackbeard, and the IQ and the Satcher got the remaining kills actually. Another round in the books for XGC. Very good performance, very good attacks from XGC. They rarely lost anyone on their attacks. Only 4 kills so far in 3 rounds for the whole team of YUNKTIS, and 2 of those kills came in the last round from the smoke of Movo. So like in 2 rounds you only got 2 kills, not good for team YUNKTIS. So XGC winning out the hookah attack, hookah attack actually, and YUNKTIS not really finding their foot in defense there. They've once again gone to hookah. They will try their luck once again. They're on switching off from the Ella to the Vigil. I believe he was the last kill last time around. Okay, let me see. I apologize for the lack of observation in the prep phase, but the defenders have once again gone to. What a C4 kill by Veron. Bandit, I don't know where he ran out from. He actually ran out from this doorway and he got a C4 kill onto the Blackbeard of Agent of Easy. So the Blackbeard is already down. Veron getting really aggressive on the spawn peak. That could prove very beneficial as the Blackbeard was cutting off this angle. He was really making it hard for the smoke to sit inside of Hookah last time around as he was rappelling on this window. But this time he'll be taken out of action early on in the round by Veron's beautiful C4. He has not placed any of these batteries so far. As the Jackal once again is entering from below. He will be looking to track any footsteps. He doesn't need to really drone that much because he can face check with his tracker. He will get rid of the Jaeger very soon. Once again, Jackal doing his job very effectively. That is why you see a lot of teams banning the Jackal on maps like Bank and Coastline, because you have to roam on Coastline. If you don't roam on Coastline, it's very hard to anchor inside of Coastline, and if you want to roam, you want to get rid of Jackal. So the Jackal not getting this scan fully on the operator. I think, yeah, he did not scan the operator fully. He'll be droning the cool wipe stairs as I believe Veron was playing on blue stairs. He will aggressively push on one of the attackers. He will get another kill on the Thatcher of its Ardi. So the attackers finally looking to fall. I mean, the defenders all finally looking to get hold of themselves, and this down to a 1v4 for the IQ of Mythical XGC. So the Bandit really getting aggressive, and he got 3 kills so far. So the IQ giving away her position. She will be shot down by the Legion of Shad. A beautiful shot all the way from the luggage. The IQ will not get any kills. Nice pre-fires by Shadil. So the first round in the books for Team YUNKTIS. So round 4, I believe, or round 5. Yes, round 4 actually, going in favor of YUNKTIS on Hookah. So they finally pull off the Hookah defense, and now this time around they'll be going back to Kitchen, where they lost the first and the second defense round. This will be the second last defense for Team YUNKTIS as they bring. Okay, so they swapped actually from Kitchen to Blue Bar, as they lost Kitchen in the first 2 tries, and they'll be going to Blue Bar. No Mira, because Mira is banned. So they'll only be bringing the Smoke and the Castle, and the Maestro actually can somewhat do the Mira's job by placing the bulletproof cams and getting knowledge about the attackers. So we potentially have 6 barbed wires for the defenders and a Smoke that can really choke off the attackers coming in if they waste a lot of time. So one of the castles really going on the Kitchen door towards service entrance. He will be reinforcing these 2 walls as well. So the defenders are actually looking to extend their defense from the double bars to the Kitchen. Most likely the castle will be barricading off this door right here in the main lobby, or this door right here towards the courtyard. Yes, he is in fact going to barricade this door towards the main lobby. So the defenders can easily play in this hallway and Kitchen, as they have left these walls soft. They can make a rotate anytime right over here whenever they like. With the Jackal once again being brought out by Spartanman, he's really being really effective. Got the most frags for his team, 6 frags so far. And the rest of the attacking lineup is pretty much the same lineup. Yes, the Blackbeard, IQ, Thatcher, and the Thermite. The Thermite almost, no, actually he's behind the wall. I thought he almost got the headshot on the defender playing inside of Kitchen. The Jackal will be going to Hookah, actually, at least rappelling on the Hookah window, as the IQ tries to get rid of some of the boom mines. She'll be spotting out a lot of utility with Jaegers, APSs, but she does have a Claymore that he has not put yet on the as the Blackbeard puts the Thermite actually puts the Claymore outside the door of pool entrance. The IQ getting rid of the barbed wire underneath the castle barricade as the Jaeger is already being spotted out by Jackal. He'll be pre-fired from the Thatcher. The Jackal might just push the Jaeger. He's being pinned and tracked, constantly tracked. He's being pinched from the Thatcher as well. He will pick the Jaeger, but the Jaeger will get rid of the Jackal. Poor peek from the Jackal as the Jaeger finally gets rid of his hunter. And it's the Jaegers and the smokes hold upstairs. Still a strong hold from the defenders upstairs. So this really needs to be there, as you cannot really hold Sunrise Bar if you're being soft breached from upstairs, if I could say. So Sunrise is trying to make his way inside of Sunrise Bar as the IQ has already lost a chunk of her HP. You can see the overall. So the Thermite is actually inside and the bandit might not be aware of it. Thermite just missing the head. Actually, he cannot see the head of the bandit. The bandit ripping his C4 apart. Thermite will vault. Thermite will get the kill on the bandit. The bandit was not aware of Thermite's position, but he will be immediately refragged by Movo. Stanley goes down, and it's the Thatcher of Isadi also goes down to the smoke of Veron. The IQ will immediately refrag the smoke. So all the refrags coming out, and the IQ gets two piece for herself despite her low HP. So the Blackbeard gets rid of one of the other defenders. So it's all down to Movo in a 1v2 situation. IQ is pushing. Actually, he's droning. The Movo's position is being revealed. I don't know if the IQ is pushing him in or not. The IQ is inside. The Movo Maestro might not be aware of it. Maestro has to clutch it. He'll be pushed by the Blackbeard and he'll be taken down by the Blackbeard off. He did get rid of the Faith Shield, but nevertheless, one more round going to the attackers. Despite the earlier man disadvantage, I believe it was 4-3 in favor of the defenders. Round 5 on blue bars going to XGC. XGC really proving themselves on this attack on coastline. They could very well lock out the map as they still have one more attack round, and then they just need 2 more rounds in the defense phase. So the last defense coming out from the team YUNKTIS on coastline, probably the last defense if we don't go to overtime. The Alibi being sixth picked off of the Alibi to the Alibi. So once again they have brought the castle to most probably hold on to kitchen. As last time around that didn't really help, as the Blackbeard had already made his way inside of kitchen. And the Jackal actually lost his life earlier on to the Jaeger playing inside of hookah upstairs. He did not need to peek it like that, as the Jaeger knew that he would be being peeked by one of the attackers. The castle most likely doing the same strat once again in front of Shazid this time. I don't know if it was Shazid last time around or not, but once again pretty standard lineup coming out, pretty same lineup coming out from the defenders, except the swap from Vigil to Alibi, I believe. Defenders will have some holes at the bottom of the blue bar wall, as they can deny anyone coming inside and planting inside of blue bar from the courtyard, as that's inside of the building as well. So the attackers have already made their way to the windows almost, actually, as the Thermite and the Thatcher responding towards the ruin side. So the castle this time around, he will be looking to hold on to kitchen, as last time they gave away kitchen control to Blackbeard for free, maybe, I don't know. But the Blackbeard was inside of the kitchen last time around, and he did finish the attack. The defenders playing inside of Sunrise Bar. This time around they are looking to hold on to kitchen, as this is very necessary. As the Alibi contesting someone upstairs, it will be the Thatcher of Isadi. The Thermite has lost a bit of his HP. He's also going to join the Thatcher, but he will go down as the Thatcher is still droning out. The Alibi will be picked by someone on traffic. Almost landed Hibana. Yeah, actually the Thatcher on the Thatcher. Thatcher not playing that ACOG, he'll be using the hollow on the L5. As the Alibi scurries away from hookah, she will move all the way to penthouse and out of the hatch as well. So mythical XG getting the first frag on Waleed. What are you doing? That's not how it works. You need to go inside. So another frag. Actually, it's the defender of Pengu getting rid of Jackal once again. The Jackal not really doing his job in the last 2 rounds. Even though he was really good in the first 4 rounds indeed. Mobo getting the 3rd frag and followed by the Alibi getting Agent of Freezy's Blackbeard. So once again, man count in favor of the defenders as the Thermite gets another one, but he'll be immediately refragged by the castle, and it's all down to the Thatcher of Isazi. He can still do it. He has the diffuser, he has enough time, 54 seconds. There's probably no one inside of Sunrise Bar as Veron just comes close to Sunrise Bar. He'll be pre-fired, but the Jaeger, he just sees the Alibi, he will hop right in, he will go in, he will pre-fire some shots, but he'll be killed by Veron's Alibi. That is another round for defense of the YUNKTIS. So 4-2 in the first half. So the second attempt on blue bar goes to YUNKTIS. And we'll be seeing the role swap at 6 total rounds. First half in favor of XGC as they've got 4 rounds in their hand. Now they just need 3 more rounds to lock out this map and go to the next one, which will be Bank. And I believe YUNKTIS will be attacking on Bank first. So both the Buck and Pulse being 6th pick off of to the IQ and the Maestro. Maestro is not locked in right now. As I say that Schwaterman will lock the Maestro. They'll be going on a penthouse defense in the first round. The attackers did not bring Thatcher, and defenders have thought they are going to open up the wall, but he just making some holes. As some people believe that making these holes lets you hear the Thermite put up this shard more clearly. There's a lot of barbed wire being invested by the Maestro towards the VIP hallway. They don't have the Thatcher, but they do have the, I was gonna say Buck, but I remember Buck was being 6th picked off of to the IQ, but they still have the IQ actually, and the Zofia, so to get rid of the batteries from downstairs. So if the defenders read into it, they can go to hold kitchen, but I don't expect them to know this at this point in time. As the attackers make their way from poolside towards the building, only one of the Jaeger actually running out on the Zofia, not landing any shots on the Zofia, but he's being very aggressive. Fortunately enough for the attackers, unfortunately for the defender of the Jaeger, he will soon be tracked by Jackal as IQ prefires some shots inside of Hookah. Jaeger is being tracked as he's gone all the way to courtyard. He's moved back to the objective most probably. The Legion is actually holding on to Aquarium as a smoke. The Jaeger playing inside, Smoke and the Jaeger playing inside of the objective, and the Maestro holding on to 90 using his own Evil Eye. He's being aided by the Legion playing inside of Aquarium, as the Legion can drop at any time, but he's being droned out by the attacker playing outside of Zofia, actually playing outside of Aquarium. She knows the Legion is there, but she's not gonna decide to push him alone, as he most probably is gonna have some Legion mines on the doorway. I don't see any for now, but as I say that the IQ will get rid of the bandit playing downstairs maybe. I don't know if he was downstairs or inside the objective. Once again the Jaeger being tracked by the Jackal. As the smoke has already lost about 50 of his HP He will be drawn very soon by the Twitch, and actually someone else on Twitch. He will get rid of the Twitch drone. So I believe the batteries are still intact, or maybe not. No, actually the IQ did get rid of the batteries from downstairs, and the wall will be opened up by the lead. And Smoke is playing really close to the wall. The Jackal, the Thermite might not know about it. The Legion playing downstairs now, get rid of Veron's IQ, and he'll be immediately refragged by Zofia as the Zofia loses a lot of her HP. The Smoke will hear the Thermite go off. The Thermite charge being placed, and he will get rid of Thermite's charge and the Thermite himself with Shazil, and Nerf Pengu has to clutch out in a 2v3 situation as the Smoke is very low. The Zofia of Nerf Pengu is also very low as the Maestro gets rid of the Zofia, all down to the Twitch of Shazil as he will peek and get killed by the Jaeger of Stanley. Another round in the book for XGC. That's 5-2, I believe. Yes, 5-2 in favor of XGC. So 2 more rounds to lock it out. They win their attack, they actually defense on Penthouse. Penthouse round 7 goes to XGC. So for round 8 we'll be going to Hookah. The attack is bringing out the Thatcher Thermite, actually the Jackal Thermite, IQ, Twitch and Zofia. Pretty much the same lineup. I think it's exactly the same lineup as last time. The defenders actually swapping out one of the defenders. Actually, I think the Bandit is being swapped out for the Echo. So Agent of Freedy playing on that Echo inside of Hookah, I believe, or maybe Billiards, yeah. Can place his Echo drone inside of VIP or VIP hallway, and he could deny the area of VIP hallway to the attackers. Actually, at least contest them, but the attackers do have the IQ and they can easily spot out the Echo drones. At the attack, the defenders actually place one of their cams on a spot. No, actually not, it's probably placed on the hard one. This can be a good Maestro cam if you also reach over this all right here, but you don't need to really still see somewhat into Aquarium, and you can still see the common spot just behind the bomb where usually the attackers would like to plant. Even if they smoke, you can see them with the Maestro cam. There's a party going down in ruins as all the attackers have spawned towards the ruin side. The Zofia. This looks like an Aquarium attack as by the spawns I can tell, but the attackers might decide to rotate to a different side of the map for this defense, as the Zofia will be droning for herself. Downstairs she tries to grapple up and drone in Aquarium. She might have missed the drone. Yes, she has missed the drone, so she'll have to go back and retrieve the drone as the Legion is looking to hold on to cool wipes. The Mute is playing inside of Aquarium, trying to buy the Thatcher, the Echo and the Maestro. So only one drone were offside. That's the Jaeger of Stanley playing inside of Penthouse right now. Last time around I believe he was tracked by the Jackal and taken down by the Jackal as well. I don't remember exactly what happened, but the Zofia has actually made her way up the balcony, and the Twitch of Shazil already. The Twitch also. Ooh, that was really close for too close for comfort. He does get the headshot onto the Maestro. A huge kill at the start. Not really the start of the action phase, but start of the action in the action phase. So the Mute playing behind the half wall, he is being spotted out by the attackers, and the Twitch most probably is aware of his position, but they don't have any nades to get rid of him through this ventilation hole right here. You can easily lob a nade from there and it will land just behind this counter right here. Yes, he's being pushed by the Thermite of Walid. Movo's Jackal has already made his way into the hallway. He's soon be contested by one of these attackers. He's still holding on to this position as the Jackal is being stunned by the Echo's drone. You can C4 him. He does C4. Ooh, yes, I thought he did not get the kill. He does get the C4 kill onto the Jackal as the the Jaeger actually got another kill onto the IQ of Veron, and Shazil and Nerf Pengu all goes down from Spider-Man and Agent of British all down to the Thermite. A huge fail of the attack as he be picked by the Mute, and he loses a lot of his HP. The Mute will not go all aggressive onto this Thermite as he's really playing passive. The Thermite gets a beautiful headshot onto Agent of Freedy's Maestro, I believe, and he still has to contest this Mute playing behind the bar. He will push the Mute. Mute is not gonna stand up. He will soon be he'll fire the Thermite. I was gonna say he will soon be pushed by the Thermite, and he gets rid of the Thermite. A flurry of kills, as Ahmed would say, coming out just before the end of the round. Beautiful defense. So 6-2 match point for XGC. XGC really proving their match. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, we can see now. XGC on round 8 winning out Hookah. So Team YUNKTIS really struggling in this match so far. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. Spider-Man and Stanley and Agent of Freedy getting good amount of kills for their team, 7, 8 and 11 if I say it in ascending order. Spider-Man really carrying his team's weight, not really carrying his team's weight because he's also being accompanied by Agent of Freedy and Stanley, but really doing his job well, as Veron on the other hand is mostly getting the kills for Team YUNKTIS. The other players have to find their footing right now as they struggle to attack and defend. Actually attack this time around on first line. So XGC's setup is somewhat similar to Team YUNKTIS, except there's no rotate right here till now actually. As I say that the Maestro will make the rotate just behind the bomb, and just do have the hole inside of its wall to deny anyone planting inside the kitchen from all the way from the courtyard or the ledge in the courtyard. As the attackers have brought the Jackal once again, they do bring the Buck this time around instead of the Twitch. You get two pieces of nades and you get the soft destruction. Buck can really prove beneficial for the attackers this time around, as the Buck of Veron peeking the drone hole, pretty common, but no one will be sitting right there for now, as the Legion moves to offices, just not being careful. The door could have been open and he could have been peeked by one of the attackers, but he's being very careless right now, and he was, I think, spotted out by one of the attackers' drones. Yes, he was in fact spotted out by one of the attackers' drones, or maybe not, he was just spotted out. And on the other hand, a lot of action is going on as the Thatcher is gonna push the Legion very soon. He misses the headshot on the Legion, and the Legion does lose a lot of his HP. They don't have a dog to get a heal or anything. The Thatcher of Waleed actually landed a lot of shots I believe on the Legion, as the Legion is still being thrown out. He will not let go of his position inside of CCTV, as he's still looking to hold on to CCTV. I said that he will go to courtyard and peek the pre-made hole inside of Blue Bar. So the Echo of Agent of Freedy bringing his drone to help the Jaeger, but the Jackal actually got the frag onto the Frost playing inside of Sunrise Bar, I believe, as he is stunned by the Echo's drone. Echo did see the Jackal come inside of Sunrise Bar. I don't know if the Jackal has spotted out the drone or not. The Jaeger will be pushing the Jackal. He will lose a lot of HP to the Jackal, and the Jackal not losing anything. So, but the Jaeger gets a frag, the headshot frag onto the Zofia. I believe he was playing outside the kitchen window. He is being downed by the Jackal of Movo. The Jackal will not confirm the kill for now, as he might be revived by the Maestro or the Echo playing inside the kitchen. The Maestro is actually losing a lot of his HP. Jackal spots the two other players. He just gets rid of the Echo. He will also pick the Maestro, but he will get down by the Jaeger and finish off with the Jaeger. But the Jaeger will be immediately traded off by Waleed. It's all down to the Maestro and the Legion on very low HP to hold on to kitchen area. The Maestro getting a beautiful headshot onto Hardstack Plat. The Hibana and the Buck remain. One of them is on the window. The Hibana gets rid of the very low legion. It's all down to the Maestro, as the Hibana has already made her way inside the bomb. He will spot out the bug behind the bomb, but he'll trade with the bug. A beautiful headshot by the bug, I would say. And the round goes to the attackers, I believe. Yes. So 6-3. Very beautiful headshot from the bug, from the Maestro and the Thatcher, I believe. Yes, just outside the kitchen door. Very doable for the defenders. As a build that requests me to show the scorecard. So Spider-Man getting 13 kills so far, and Veron got into double digits as he gets 10 frags, and Movo I believe he got 2 kills in the last round. So 6-3 scoreline for in favor of XGC. Round 9 won by YUNKTIS on kitchen. YUNKTIS. The defenders will once again go to penthouse. This was their first defense where the smoke of Freezy really played aggressive with the wall, and he got rid of the thermite. It was just by these two paintings of the records. As he put his thermite charge, he was heard by the smoke and he peeked him aggressively. That was a huge kill for the defense at that point. Actually, not a really huge, because the thermite had already opened the wall. But the Maestro, playing a 90 last time, got rid of the Zofia. The defenders actually just unlocked this site. I say unlocked as if it was a challenge for them to unlock, but when you defend a site, you cannot go to the same site for 2 more rounds. So it's been 2 rounds since then, and now they can go, and they decided to go to penthouse. The attackers do have enough utility to breach into VIP wall with the thermite and the Thatcher and attack this site. Let's see if they will effectively do it or not, as the Legion and the Maestro are roaming once again towards the Legion actually once again roaming towards the aquarium side, as the Maestro just opens the hatch for him to drop at any time if he is contested heavily. I think he shot a drone. No, he did not shot a drone. So the Jaeger is also roaming downstairs, like very heavy roam coming out from the defenders, as the Maestro, I believe, is still playing in 90 as the Buck of Veron gets rid of the Jaeger. I believe it was a wall bang that he saw. Yes, most probably, or maybe not. Actually, let me see. Yes, he had a hole inside of the Sunrise and Blue bar, and he peeked the Jaeger, as the Jaeger was just running around here and there. Irresponsibly, as the Jackal of Movo cutting off the rotations from downstairs in main lobby, as the Bug starts to buck open the wall underneath. Jackal will land some shots on the Bandit, who was speaking from the hatch. Jackal providing sufficient cover for the Bug to buck open, but he'll be. Ooh, the Bug almost got the kill on the Legion. The Bug will push the Legion, and he will lose a bit of his HP, but he will get rid of the Legion. He will cook a nade. He might land the nade, but he will be nading at the wrong spot at the wrong time. He will not land any kill as he gets rid of the cam. The Bandit is still playing inside of theater as the Thermite gets rid of the wall in VIP. Agent of Freezy is still playing really aggressive on that smoke just behind them. Is he being tracked? Yes, he is being tracked, and the bathroom hatch is still not open as Movo, the Jackal of Movo, gets rid of one of the defenders playing inside. What are you doing, Smoke? Come on! Smoke finally gets rid of this. The Jackal rappling, and the Maestro will be taken down by Bucks. Veron's Buck, actually. I was gonna say Bucks Veron, but Veron's Buck. So another round for Team YUNKTIS. XGC needs to lock it out. They just need one more round to lock out the first map, as the attackers actually are coming back. That's the 4th round for them, and round 10 on Penthouse. Second defense attempt from XGC failed, and the round 10 goes to YUNKTIS. They just need 2 more rounds to go into overtime, and XGC on the other hand just need one more round to lock out this map and move on to Bank, which is YUNKTIS' choice, and they will be attacking on Bank. Let me remind you that Coastline was actually XGC's first map. Yes, it was XGC's first map, and YUNKTIS chose to defend first. XGC looking to defend Hookah this time around. They will have the Illusion and the Maestro and the Echo. A lot of intel gathering operators. The Legion can also practically gather some intel if he places his Vision mines, 2 mines on particular entrances, hallways and stuff. He can let his teammates know of the back position. A lot of barbed wire coming out from the defenders inside of Aquarium and some in VIP hallways. Some cool vibes as well. Yokai can handle this. There are in fact 4 grenades. As the Jaeger says, you can stop worrying about grenades now. 4 grenades this time coming out from the attackers. They need to get rid of the Jaeger's ADSs. This time some of the attackers will be spawning towards poolside. And Ron's Buck makes his way up to the lobby, to the roof actually. He'll be droning out most likely the guy behind the bar playing inside of the aquarium. There will be a mute in play from Spider-Man of XGC, but the Thatcher will in fact get rid of the ADS as the Jaeger is playing all the way down in kitchen. The Jackal might have done like the mute once again playing behind the bar, and he has the ADS with him, but the Jaeger, the Thatchers, the nade, not perfectly cooked nade, as the Thatcher did get rid of the ADS for the Buck, I believe, playing upstairs, but he's already lost both of his nades as the mute of Spider-Man really intelligently or smartly moved away in time from the nades, as he was quite aware of the nade position. As the Echo drone will get EMP, the Thatcher might not know about it, as he was being stunned by the Echo of Agent of Freely, and Mute really holding on to this area as the Jaeger runs out of main gate and he gets Shazil. The sledge gone from action, but the Jackal actually immediately refrags onto the Legion, I believe. Some kills coming out here and there, I don't quite remember what was what, but the Thermite is actually down outside the aquarium balcony and he needs to be revived from the Jackal. It's all down to the 2 people of Jackal and Thermite, of actually Movo and Waleed. They need to clutch out this round in a 2v3 clutch situation, and Movo, actually Waleed has already lost a lot of his HP. The Mute, I believe, is still playing behind the bar and he's being constantly spotted out by the Echo's drone. Not really a doable thing. If the Mute drifts the C4, the Thermite might have heard the C4 as the Jackal of Movo has already gone to, I don't know where is he. As I say that the Mute will be contested by the Mute is concussed. What are you doing, Echo? The Echo actually concusses his own Mute, and the first map actually goes to XGC. XGC really bringing out the good side on a Coastline, locking out the first map in a 7-4 scoreline. Stanley and Spider-Man and Agent of Freely getting a lot of kills for XGC. XGC winning the first map, their choice of map. 15 kills coming out from Spider-Man and 12 kills for Stanley. We'll be going for a short break as first map's done with. We'll be back with you on the second map, Bank, and we'll see YUNKTIS attack the first half. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, and we are back with map number 2 of the second quarterfinal of the day. XGC versus YUNKTIS. XGC getting a clean sweep in the first map on Coastline, ready to go here on the second map of Bank. The attacker bands already coming in, the Thatcher and the Ying. Quite odd band, especially on a map like Bank. So the Kite being banned as well. Guessing that the attackers will be going for a hard breach favored setup where they will be probably bringing the Hibana as well as the Maverick and Thermite, all three of which have not been banned, and the dog being banned here, which seems to me like a target ban for his long range ACOG as well as the stim pistol. The dog can be a very powerful operator, especially downstairs and the CEO sites. And here we go, round number 1 on Bank as YUNKTIS are on the attack and XCC on the defense. Going to lock a CCTV, playing it safe. Going to CCTV first time. CCTV is considered to be one of the most defendable sites. Mira not being banned on Bank is a very odd thing to see. Usually you would have her banned, especially where a map like Bank where there's so many long angles that Mira can just hold with one mirror window. So let's see how the attackers play around it as they are going for the double hard breach, the Thermite and the Hibana. And Mythical on the bandit might be the only anti-breach operator on the lineup of the defense, and no Maestro being banned as well. And the defenders are not bringing the Maestro, instead just going for the Echo. So let's see how this round plays out as round number 1 is now underway. Pretty powerful attacker bans here, the Thatcher and the Ying. Meaning that any fast plant opportunities for the attackers are off the board as Agent of Free is opening up, Spider-Man actually is opening up these holes in the wall and making it that much more difficult to be breached as the attackers are bringing the Jackal.
This is actually very good from Spider-Man. He's learned how to open up the wall. As you can see, there are still the wooden beams inside the wall, so the Thermite or anyone with a soft breach charge cannot place the breach charge on this wall. But I think he needed to go a little bit up as well, because I believe the attacker can put a charge just above the beams. So if they don't, but never mind, they do have the buck to open up these walls.
So that's what I was saying. They have the buck as well as the Jackal with the shotgun, the ITA. So I believe they have enough soft destruction to deal with that wall as well, as Nerf Pengu is rocking that ITA 12S.
But nevertheless, a very good job from the Mira, as she very cleanly opened up the wall.
Yes.
Keeping the wooden beams intact.
Yes, and it will make the Thermite's job that much difficult as he's still doing just some construction. It's only 1 bullet left in his shotgun as 1 minute into the round, and Varun now moving into the top floor, clearing out, opening up the hatches into open area, making sure that everything is clear. As Stanley on that roam on the Jaeger inside main lobby has not been caught out just yet. 1 minute 49 on the board. These shotguns from top floor really coming into play now. Stanley moves all the way to the top, and he is being Jackal tracked. So the Jackal aware of his position that he is inside the CEO office. Jackal, although, is on his drone as well as the Buck. They're not doing anything. The drone, the support player is not coming into play as the Jackal goes down to Stanley. I believe the Jackal was on his drone.
No, he was actually pushing
He was okay, so he was pushing the Jaeger on the top floor as Movo now pushing into the blue stairs as Zaro is lit up from the Jaeger, I believe, as well. And the Jaeger really being a thorn in the side of Team YUNKTIS here, as they are unable to clear him out from this top floor. With 1 minute left on the board, the attackers really haven't done much to deal with this roamer on the top floor. Varun's still on his drone. I'm amazed that he's still not being droned for, being the roam clear. No one is actually droning for him, and this roam from Stanley is just continuing on with only 35 seconds left on the board. This is going to come down to the wire for the attackers, as now it's Adi on the Legion is now moving into the red hallway, and Mythical will take down the Buck. So that's both the soft breaches that we were talking about early on in the round taken down. 17 seconds left on the clock. This is not looking good for the attackers. They still haven't opened up that wall, so an amazing play coming out from the Mira here, as the attackers need to push sides, but it will be to no avail as the first round goes in favor of Team XGC. An amazing defense coming out, an amazing round from Stanley once again, proving to be that real thorn in the side of Team YUNKTIS, and just not being able to be pinned down in one position, just running around the map and not being droned and just pushing up the attackers when they least expected. Just amazing play overall.
Ahmed, I think your mic is too loud. Just now it got a bit loud.
Yeah. Okay. So round number 2, and the defenders going to the CEO side. So not opting for tellers just yet, instead going for that top floor, which is a very odd position for the defenders right now in the meta, especially with the window players being so successful on that side. The castle being 6-pick off to Mira. So let's see how they play differently. Usually you would see a castle on a site like the CEO. The castle is useful for blocking out those long angles from the rappel outside the main lobby. So because the wooden barricades don't really do much about it. And otherwise a very similar setup. The Valkyrie being brought this time instead of the Echo. And no Maestro. I believe Maestro was banned.
No,
was he banned?
Actually,
no.
It was a Taito, Ying, I, then Dog.
Dog, yeah, Dog brought behind, as the Dog was banned. So no ACOGs on the side of the defenders on a defense of top floor, because of the fact that the top floor has so many long angles that you have to be wary of. Spider-Man just put 2 cameras instead. One a little more obvious than the other one. I like the strategy by Spatz, putting 2 cameras instead of one, and one early flashbang. I believe he just faffing it on as a spawn, realizing that they might be getting one peek and just starting to throw anything in their way. So interesting setup inside Janitors, as they've opened a rotation into conference as well as their site, and the double mirror window inside conference here to look towards the main stairs as well as Janitors. A very old setup, something that we haven't seen for quite a while. We've started to see more in this Bro League, and this rotation from the stock trading room into the long hallway is also something to be noted of, as the player inside Janitors can easily push someone into the stock trading. Meanwhile, Spatterman on that Valkyrie being caught out early, so that's the roam player we're talking about. Meanwhile, the refrag coming out from its Adi onto the Hibana, so that's one of the 2 hard reaches off the board. That's 2 flashbacks off the board as well, as now an amazing double kill coming out from Stanley and Mythical on that run out from the mute. What an amazing play by Mythical as he jumps out from the north windows, I believe, and catches the Twitch off guard. Meanwhile, the refrag coming out from Nerf Pengu onto the mute. The mute really had nowhere to go. Once he got that kill, it's really a crapshoot after you get that kill, as Nerf Pengu now moves into archives. 1 minute 20 left on the board. The man advantage clearly in the favor of the defenders here, as they just have to play out the next 1 minute and 12 seconds. Nerf Pengu still on the Jaeger, finding some footprints down in archives, and that's the bandit being scanned inside by hallway. The bandit will be forced to retreat into the site as Senpapi Mobo will go on to open up the wall, but the wall is bandit charged. But
half of the wall,
half of the wall was bandit charged at least. curious play by the Bandit, but the wall has been breached. And now it's Adi on the Legion now. So a rotate coming out from the Bandit and the Legion. So the Legion now going downstairs, and Nerf Pengu hot on the heels of the Legion. Meanwhile, Stanley clears the kill onto Movo. It's all down to Nerf Pengu on the Jackal, but his Spanish counterpart, the Mira, Agent of 3D, playing the Mira perfectly once again, just pushing up and cleaning up the kill. The Legion Mine giving the Jackal's position away, and that's round number 2 in the favor of defense. YUNKTIS just not looking coordinated enough, I believe, as they have called for a rehost, and we will be going for a quick rehost, and we'll be right back with you very shortly. Joroti, huh?
We are live.
Okay, and we are live after the rehouse round number 3, just underway. I believe they brought in their main player, Shax, and they had a sub before him, so some technical difficulties being cleared out with Shazil here as he's now back in the squad and bringing the Nomad, an operator we didn't see quite a lot in the first 2 rounds, as the defenders are now forced to go to the tertiary site, which is Tellers. So Tellers is a very defendable site as well on this map, but Sadi and I believe that's Spatman on the alibi, just Stanley actually on the alibi, just standing around making sure that they enjoy the view as Sadi finally decides to leave, and Stanley just standing there wasting time. I believe he's AFK and there's really not much coming out, as meanwhile the other defenders are running around making sure they complete the setup around site. The bandit making sure that he checks in on Stanley, making sure he's alright, as the preparation phase is almost over and Stanley still hasn't moved. Oddly enough, the action phase has gone underway. The attack is now bringing only one hard breach, which is the Thermite, and Hasselblack moving on to Movo, bringing the Thermite. Meanwhile, the IQ being brought instead of the Hibana and the Zofia and the Nomad. So quite a lot of change in the attackers lineup here after they've lost the first 2 rounds. Obviously, the soft destructibility of the Zofia and the Bug cannot be taken away from them, as the Feng just opens up the barricade outside the ATMs, and the drone is going in, making sure there's no Valkyrie cameras. The Valkyrie is being played, I believe, by Spatterman once again. Yep, Spatterman on that Valkyrie has been so great with his cams not being able to be spotted by the attackers just yet, as this central cam inside the main lobby, I believe it was just shot down, and it was able to give out the position of the Zofia as Spatterman is proning into the main lobby. There are 2 people inside of that ATM store where he spots one and is immediately shot down by Nerf Pengu. Some very minimal damage done by that MPX, which is such a bad weapon in terms of damage, as Shazil on the Nomad now pushing in, and I believe he put that Nomad right above the doorway, so any rotations from that doorway are now off the table for the defenders, as Stanley on this roam upstairs might still be the saving grace for Team XGC, as he's also shot down as Byron clears up the kill onto Stanley, and that's stop floor control given away to the attackers, and this is going in the favor, going away from the defenders really quickly, as Nerf Pengu just clearing out any utility inside the site, as Hasselblatt on the IQ now can clear up the utility from top floor, so as Mythical gets the first refrag onto the Buck. So that's the soft breach off the board, and a team kill coming up from Agent Afridi onto is Adi, and he also confirms a kill onto the Thermite, so that's the hard breach off the board, and it's all down to the Hasselblatt on the IQ, who confirms a kill onto the German counterpart of the Bandit of Mythical, and it's all down to Agent Afridi on the mute, still inside sight with 30 seconds left on the board, no C4 in hand. Shax on that Nomad coming in to confirm that kill. The Thermite had done his job. He had opened up that wall into the side, so I believe his kill wasn't very impactful. But that team kill coming out from Agent Afridi onto its Adi, especially the Legion with so much utility, especially in the late round. It's just unfortunate circumstances at that point, as now both the Maestro and the Echo being brought, as Team XGC deciding to go down to lockers once again, which has been opened up possibly for the last time if they win it here. If they don't win it here, CEO will be open to them as well. The Maestro being 6 picks off of interesting play, as the Mira is being picked, the Hibana being 6 picked onto from the Zofia, so Team YUNKTIS realizing the play that was being made here, and they decide to pick the Hibana, the Thermite. So the double hard breach really important, especially on a map like Bank, which has so much so many hatches into the site that you can just open up with the Hibana, and the Hibana and Thermite together can open up so much of the map. As Spatterman on the Mira once again going to work on this wall. As you can see, he's just opening up the wall, just shooting between the beams to make sure he just gets rid of the soft wall and not on the hard beam on which the attacker can't actually place his thermite charges, his breaching charges, or any thermite charges as well, as it doesn't open up too far to the top. And this opening here is actually just for line of sight for the mirror window, as the action phase goes into way. A pretty similar lineup being brought by the attackers, the Jackal and the Nomad, are very hard anti-roam operators right now. As Shazil on that Nomad was very effective. I don't believe he caught anyone on his edge, as I believe he just caught the lesion, but that was about it. But Varyn on the Bug was unable to do a lot last time, so let's see how he plays this one differently. Not a lot of top to bottom destructibility, as Mythical just hiding inside the loan office. This could be a very big play for the Bandit if he's not droned out properly, and Stanley just seeing what is going on? What is this robe coming out from Team XGC, as they decide to not actually peek the attackers, rather just hide in spots where they are unable to drone them out. I believe Mythical spotted an attacker and just let it go by, as Agent of 3D spots one coming into server towards blue stairs. That is the Jackal now on camera, and his position has been given away, and Agent of 3D on the Echo has been so useful on the cams. Meanwhile, Nerf Pengu takes care of Bandit, who is playing very precariously inside that lone office, making those punch holes for himself. Really wasn't the play here, as Nerf Pengu blinds himself, as well as Spatterman, who was behind that wall, as Varyn now cooks the grenades and the drones coming in. 1 minute 27 seconds left on the clock, with the man advantage in the hands of the attackers here, as they look to push into the site. The Jackal now staying alive and making sure that he can actually open up this wall that was being left soft by the defenders. So, and meanwhile, Stanley gets the kill onto Hardstack Plant, and Shax gets the refrag onto Stanley, so that's the Jaeger off the board as well. But the Jackal had done his job on the self-destruction and the roam clear. I believe it was the only the smokes that he could have used, but the anti diffuser plant utility being brought by the defenders here. Agent 3 on that Echo, so being so useful. It's all down to the Mira and the Echo to stop this plant. Agent of 3D moving in very aggressively. The C4 going in, but it's too little too late. It's all down to the Mira, who's being pushed by two people. The second one just goes by him, as that's a double kill from the Mira. He confirms the kill onto the Thermite as well. It's all down to Shax on that Nomad. And Spatterman on that 3 armor 1-3 operator needs to go for that flank onto Shax, who was playing on the hatch and has decided to drop. So I believe he was on the server hatch, and the Nomad air jabs coming into play here, as he's unable to confirm the kill onto the Mira, and he pushes aggressively, and Shax confirms the kill. An amazing play by Shax to clutch off the round. It was nearly a 1v3, but that Nomad ability really coming into play here, and had that Nomad not been there at the end, the Mira could have easily pushed the Nomad inside blue, and the close range ability of the Vector would have easily won that gunfight. And truly unfortunate for Team XCC, as they lose their second defense in a row. So it's now a 2-2 on their defensive half, and they're unable to lock down their first site, which was CCTV, and they are deciding to go back to it once again. Stanley really not being too useful on his roam. He's able to get one pick before he's quickly traded off. So he did get the Jackal, the smokes were off the board, but it didn't really do much apart from that. Mythical was also playing very poorly, I would say, inside that lone office. He wasn't droned out, his position wasn't given away, but he gave his own position away by making those punch holes and making the attackers aware of his position, and then it was just a quick free fire, as now it's Adi has moved on to the Echo. So quite a lot of role swaps going on for the defenders here, as Agent Afridi has moved on to the Legion. No C4 now in hand to accidentally team kill any of his teammates. Mythical still on that Bandit. An interesting pick, Bandit, because, okay, as I say that, they do reinforce that wall and put a Bandit charge on top of it. And Spatman just reinforcing that wall, so they're looking for another double mirror setup towards Iraj and towards the CEO wall. An interesting play to bring the Bandit. So apart from the wall that the mirror windows are on, there's really not much that the Bandit has to do apart from his gun. So I believe his gun is the initial utility that they're bringing him for, as the action phase is now underway. 30 seconds gone and the drones now start to move in. Shax on that Nomad just now rappelling up to the trading office balcony, as Agent Afridi inside this open area needs to keep hold of this area for as long as possible. He has goo mines set in all possible entry points, so he'll know exactly where the attackers will be coming from. There is this rotation that he's made for himself into the small window and into the kitchen, as well as the rotation into the admin office. So an interesting setup here by the Legion. Already 1 minute passed as Nerf Pengu gets hit by one of the Legion mines, so his position given away. Agent pretty aware of his position as it's Adi on his Echo drones. This time the Echo has playing his drones a bit more safely, as the barricade now blocking the view, as Hasselback is down to so low HP. I don't know where he's lost so much HP, but the Hibana off the board now. An amazing roam here by Agent Afridi. The attackers really struggling to take care of him inside the open area, but Shax finally comes in for the refrag, but the damage has been done. The Hibana off the board with no utility used whatsoever, as the Legion mines continue to bully the attackers, as Viren on that bug goes on to the walls to make sure that everything else is clear as well. But I believe Stanley has moved down to the site, as he is nowhere to be seen right now on the top floor. Meanwhile, the thermite of Movo clears up the wall, opens up the wall, as Stanley is inside servers now. Inside the teller's office, as Viren is hot on his heels. He will pre-fire in his general direction as Centapi Movo goes in to open up the hatch, and Stanley is quickly taken care of as well. But so little time left on the board for the attackers to actually do anything, as the C4 from the Mirror and the Bandit, as well as the Echo drones, are ready to deny any and all plant opportunities that might come their way, as Shax is putting down his Nomad traps, making sure as the plant is now going down, the Nomad traps coming into play. Ooh, and the diffuser has not been planted, as a double C4 coming out from Spatman. An amazing play as Viren drops the hatch and knives Mythical and shoots down the Mirror inside red hallway, and it's all down to the plant and the clutch from the Echo inside.
Really well played by the Mirror and the Echo, getting the last two people, trying to plant the bomb, and actually the Echo denies the plant. Really well played by the defenders.
The last second.
Yeah, in the last second, the bug actually pushed the Echo, but it was just a second or two late. If they had gone, if they had pushed a bit earlier, they might have got the kill on the Echo. Really smartly played by the Echo. Well done.
Staying alive till the last second to actually stop that plant. So close that round. They almost lost their XGC. Will think back and look what they did wrong there. I believe it was the Bandit pushing very aggressively into the site that really started that buck play, who dropped and just simply slapped Mythical and just ran into the red hallway. I believe if the Bandit had stayed back and just held the
I
angle.
don't know if the bandit had a C4 or not, but the bandit, if he had a C4, I don't know. I'm, I'm not sure if he had a C4 or the barbed wires, but if he had the C4, he could have got the C4 kill on the nomad, I believe, was
Going for the
trying
plants,
to plant
yes.
the bomb, yeah.
Yes.
But judging from his push, I think he did not have C4 with him. So he had to push and deny the bomb, as the Echo was probably out of his Echo shots, if you call them. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think he was, or I think he was trying to play out the time and make sure that he actually gets it right on that 0-0
yes,
marker.
Yes,
And so he can actually win the round and he can deny that plant. An amazing play by Echo. Agent of Freely really proving to be a really good Echo. He's able to keep his drones alive till the very last
time
second.
around it was actually not the Echo of Agent of Freely, it was I believe it's Adi.
It's Adi.
Yeah.
So it's Adi who moved on
Agent
to
of
that
Freely
Legion.
was also he also had a crucial hold on the open area, and he did get the Hibana in the open area, but nevertheless the attackers had 2 hard breaches, so the Thermite, after opening the wall downstairs, rotated to open area, and with the help of Buck he opened up the open area hatch as well.
Yeah, so that was only 2 possible hard breach that was done by the attackers, as the Hibana was shot down so early by Agent Afridi inside the open area, as now Adi has moved back to the Legion role, 2 Jaeger ADSs inside Janitor, and this hold once again coming out from Team XGC looks to me like that they've read into the attack strategy of Team YUNKTIS, and they realize they moved in from this stock trading office and have made this setup to actually stop the attackers from pushing in smoothly, as Nerf Pengu has moved on to the Zofia this time. Agent Afridi on that Mira could be very influential later on in the round should the walls get opened up. But Spatterman on this roam deep inside Gold Wolf right now, and Varen is hot on his heels, but they have no idea where he is. Meanwhile, the site has been breached, one of the walls being opened. It's not being bandit tricked or impact tricked right now, as one of the walls has been opened and the second wall still has the bandit charges on top of it, as Nerf Pengu on the Zofia just peeking on into sight. Meanwhile, Spatterman on that roam gets the buck from downstairs. An amazing play by Spatterman, is still alive, but the refract coming on from Mogo onto the Legion, so that's a lot of utility off the board, and he pushes in very aggressively into the peak and he gets the second kill onto the Mira. So that's one of the possible 2 C4s off the board, as Mythical pushes in aggressive. Stanley actually pushes in aggressively on the breach and gets the kill onto the Zofia, and he's swiftly shut down by Shazil on the Nomad, as Spatterman struggling to deal with this Claymore, he decides to run away from it. Instead, Mythical on the castle, the only man left alive on site, the hard stuck flat, just cleans up the kill, shooting the barricade, and I believe he just shot him while he was shooting the barricade itself. As Spatterman on that speed is able to quickly rotate back on the top floor, but I think it might be too late. There's 17 seconds left on the clock, and the diffuser will shortly go down, and it has gone down. And this retake, especially on a site like CEO, is extremely difficult. The castle barricade's still up, so Spatterman does have some chance, but Shazil on that Nomad has been so crucial, so influential for Team YUNKTIS here, as it's 3-3 into the first half. An amazing play coming out from Team YUNKTIS to salvage the 3 rounds in the end. And on the first half, it's 3-3, and I think this might just be the victory for Team YUNKTIS here, as they're now going to a defense on a defender-sided map, and they just need to clear out and the next 4 rounds, and they will be on the defense, as they're going for an interesting strategy here, bringing the Clash of Nerf Pengu. Clash is a very interesting operator, especially on a map like Bank. There are places where you can play her, there are places where you can do some stupid stuff with her, some stuff that the attackers might be thrown off of.
So from
But
what I can see, they have, like, 6th pick to the Jaeger. It could be a CCTV, or actually the server hold from the defenders, and the Clash can be used to hold on to these blue stairs right here.
Yes, so that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so that's one of the most obvious positions where the Clash can play, and it's actually super easy to hold on to those stairs as well as. So Schwartzman is putting down the barbed wire, and usually what you would see is the Clash playing on the top of those blue stairs with Jaeger ADSs to save from any Zofia concussion
Yes,
or
it
grenades,
it does
and
look
the
like a
shield.
setup like that, yeah. So the shield is there to deny anyone from rushing into blue stairs and just getting the kill on the defender playing inside of blue stairs. They will have at least 2 ADSs on this wall right here.
Yes, so at least two,
Yeah.
one on top of the other. Yep, there we
Yep.
go. Two ADSs.
So, and since they've banned Thatcher, so it will not be that easy to get rid of the ADSs. They have to use the utility from the Ivana, I believe. The Ivana has
Yes.
flashes, yes, and the Monty probably has smokes, yes. So the Clash is actually holding on to server sheet.
Here we go, the 1v1 with the Monty and the Clash coming in now. The Clash is saying no, it's just a standstill at this point, as both the attackers and the defender shields
Clash
just
can actually
locking horns.
damage the Monty, but she's deciding not to. If she wants to, she can zap the Monty, and the Monty will take some damage as the Monty almost gets hit by a Legion Mine. Very well placed by Shazid, but it would be shot by the Monty.
Down. Yeah, so now that the Monty is starting to move in, that's when the shocks are actually coming in. So Agent of Freed, Nerf Pengu actually playing the Clash smartly. He's saving his shock for those moments when the Monty is actually pushing into the building, as Agent of Freed is just holding this angle, waiting to see if anyone will push in, and as the attack has just stalled on this hallway, as the Legion Mine now coming into play, the Clash will push onto him, not aware. So there we go, the Legion Mine still taxing so much damage onto the Monty, as he's brought down to half health. He does have the diffuser, so meanwhile, what are the other attackers doing? There's really not much else going on from the attackers, as they have moved into the open area, and this whole inside server is really being difficult for the attackers to deal with, as Heartsick Black gets the first kill onto the Nomad pushing in from blue stairs, and the shield coming into play now, as 1 minute left on the board. The Legion will push in and will get shot down very swiftly, but the Monty is on so low health, the Clash can easily just shoot him down, as he pulls out his Legion Mine, and Nerf Pengu could easily get the kill onto the Monty, who's stuck inside the edge of the site, as he decides to punch the mirror of Viren, and he goes for the play. The turtle strat coming into play by Nerf Pengu, who is brought down to a very low HP, but the attacker is now pushing on into the site. The smoke actually running away from the Capitao, and is immediately caught by the Capitao or Spatterman, but it's down to a 1v1 of the Capitao versus the Clash, as the fireballs will now start to come in, and the fireball just gets the kill onto Nerf Pengu, and had he not gone close quarters with the Monty, had he not played that oppressive game, the offensive game with the Monty, and not the Monty had not dealt her that damage, the Clash would have easily survived that tick for long enough for her to move away, and the Capital, I believe that was his last fireballs as well. That round really came down to the wire, and I believe it was the rush in from Spatterman on the Capital, using that 3-speed LMG to mow down the smoke, who was just trying his best to stay alive, but it just wasn't enough, as the double shields now being brought, but the Blitz being 6-picked off to the Capital, and the Clash being played by Nerf Pengu once again. They are looking to redo Locker's CCTV, as they're unable to clear it out first time. Nerf Pengu on that Clash. Let's see how he plays this one differently. The shield being brought by the Legion, so no impact nades there. The hatches being reinforced all around the map. It's Adi this time on the Monty. He was quite successful, I believe. Had he not pushed the clash like he did at the end, despite the fact that he lost his life. He could have easily lost the round there. And interesting shield setup.
So this shield is really intelligent by the Jaeger actually, if I could focus on the shield. So what it does is, last time around when the Nomad vaulted from the shield, like they can, you know, pre-fire you and they know that you're playing just somewhere on the stairs. But if you place a shield like this, they still need to vault it, but when they vault this shield, they go in a forward motion, like the view is too fast for them to adjust their aim, if that makes sense to you. Like, you know, when you vault from a shield that is perpendicular to you, so you move too much to the front. Do you understand that?
Okay. So it's so fast that they can't actually rotate their adjust their camera angle to pre-fire the Jaeger. So
two people behind the Monty, the Nomad and the the Nomad is being very intelligent. So I don't know if they got the air jab.
I believe, yeah. So
yes, our friends are helping her out. This is not really intelligent by the attacker, as they just died to a single C4. If it's played by one of the defenders, I think only the Mira has the C4, but she's nowhere close to the C4. Just behind the Monty, as the Monty just tries to get rid of the Legion right in front of the clash. He'll be wasting a lot of time once again. This is a very good hold on server stairs and server itself by the attackers, by the defenders actually. But the Legion has already moved. The Monty has moved all the way inside. He'll down the Legion once again. He'll get rid of the Legion. Very well played by the Monty. He can get rid of the glue mine if he wants to, because he can be covered by his... No, there are no teammates inside of tunnel. He could have been killed by the clash. The clash is not reading into this, and she will not get the kill on the Monty. This could prove to be a thorn in the defense later on. As the hatch gets open, the clash has to rotate, but he's being choked off by Smoke, her own teammate. She's stuck between these two stairs and she will be pushed by the Capitao and the Nomad, I believe. She will be down, almost down. Yes, she is down and killed by the Nomad and the Capitao. So once again, Clash not really doing her job perfectly, as it's down to the Monty, Nomad and the Capitao. Actually, the Thermite is also alive. He's on the hatch, no control towards VIP. So, okay.
Yeah, so 30 seconds left on the clock, and that Smoke really forcing the Clash to just play inside server for as long as possible. And had that Clash been able to rotate back, and had Movo not spent all of his smoke grenades there, that could have been a very beautiful hold from the
Jaeger.
Clash. Jaeger of Hassan Clan pushes in very aggressively, gets the down on, that's the double kill, I believe. Yeah, so that's the Thermite and the Monty last left on the board, as the plant is going down, and the Movo just pushes in with the shotgun.
The down body of Veron, actually very well played by Veron, as he used himself as a human drone and he gave out calls to his teammates. He's exposed himself to the attackers, but he was not killed by the Thermite or the Monty, as the Monty went for the plant, and Smoke confirmed 2 kills onto the Monty and the Thermite. A good hold by the defenders despite the man disadvantage, but the Jaeger really played the key role after the Capitao smoked the bomb and the area around the Mira window. The Jaeger actually knew that if I cannot see through the smoke, so can they. So
they can't see the smoke as well. So I believe it was a misplay from the Capitao, and had he played on top of the hatch rather than the doorway. He
could have smoked off the doorway and the mirror from the hatch, and then he could have also covered it from the hatch. And one of his teammates could have gone for the plant, not necessarily at the default spot. You can just hop onto the table or plant behind the bomb or somewhere that you could be safe from the C4. Just maybe hug the wall in the CCTV.
Yes, so I believe that was a misplay. Yeah, that was a misplay coming out. Yes, so that wall right there. But I believe that was a misplay coming out from the attackers. Had the Capitao played on top of the hatch, he would have been easily be able to shoot down the Jaeger that was pushing on to the attackers. That double kill was the turning point of the round. Had that Jaeger been shot down before he got that double kill, it would have been an easy lockout, as there was only one C4 left, no smokes, and just two players, the Mira and the Smoke. Two very clutch operators, but the utility that they bring, the closing utility that they bring, is just not enough for us. A map like Bank and a site like Lockers, and now a
So open area
Teller's
hold
defense.
coming out from the defense as they place two castle barricades on the two main double doors of open area and a mirror to aid them. They don't have the battery yet on the mirror, as the band is all the way up in general closet. He can drop it at any time and place the battery on the mirror that Mira herself is playing on. And Mira of Veron has actually placed some good shotgun holes in the wall just next to his mirror, so he can see all the way to kitchen and the doorway leading to kitchen from this mirror, and he can wide peek it anytime as he likes.
So an interesting hold coming up from the defenders, deciding to keep hold of the open area for as long as possible. Nerf Pengu finally moving away from the clash, realizing that they need to bring guns for this site, as Schwartzman on the Capitown are moving into the building, and Stanley on the IQ this time, playing those 3 speeds. He's been really aggressive with them, as Nerf Pengu spots the IQ. He does land the shot, and that's the first kill coming on from the Bandit playing top floor. That's the IQ off the board as well, so the Jaeger ADSs and the Bandit batteries can stay alive for a little longer. Now Pango still hasn't put down any of his batteries. He still has all 4 of his batteries in his hand, and that mirror window is there's no Hibana on the board, so the mirror window can stay safe for as long as possible. And this late mirror window coming inside Archives could be a play and a half by Viren, as shotguns go holes in on the top to make sure he can throw his C4, as 1 minute left on the clock, and so much time wasted by that Bandit on floor. He gets that pick onto the IQ, and that's about it. Nerf Pengu now rotating back into side, and Hashtag plat on the castle bottom floor. The hatch above him is open, but I believe his position is still not given away, as the site wall has been breached, but the smoke's coming out. Smoke are not actually hiding, stopping the attackers from moving in, but Movo pushes in and gets the kill onto the Thermite. He pushes in aggressively on the doorway, expecting someone to push him, but the Capital is actually pushing in from the other side, and Viren on that mirror window playing extremely beautifully, as it's all down to the Twitch and the Nomad. 2 very powerful operators in their own regards, one very powerful gun and one very powerful utility, as Heartstuck Plat on this flank coming out, as the shotgun clears out the Nomad, but the immediate refrag from the Claymore, and Nerf Pengu on that bent Bandit. So good inside side, outside side, wherever he plays, he's just so good on that Bandit, just making sure that he's alive and getting those kills in the end when they're needed the most. As a 4-5, Team YUNKTIS able to claw back from a round deficit that they had early on, as we could be going for overtime by the looks of it, as a very close matchup so far. Round number 10 here, as Executive Lounge CEO office site being played finally by the defenders, as they are now forced to play it according to the site rotation. They can't go back to tellers for until the overtime at least, as they are now forced to play CEO. Just some ping issues coming out from Shax, as I believe. Oh, there we go. Just some ping scares coming out from Shax there, as he's up to 4,000 ping, but they can't get a rehost because they've already used one to get Shax in. And yep, there we go. I believe there might be another defender leaving the match soon because of the lag issue, as Shax has already been taken out. Just making sure everything's clear, everything is alright as the attack is the lag really coming into play now. I believe, yeah, so Moho has been kicked from the game due to lag issues. Truly unfortunate for the defenders here, as they were having such an amazing run of rounds so far, as they were able to bring it back from a 4-3 deficit, winning the last two rounds, as they're now forced to play a two-man deficit. Viren inside this conference will not be able to do much by himself, as he is Spatzman expecting a roam, despite the fact there's only 3 players inside in the defender's side. So I don't know what Spatzman is expecting on that Capital. Nerf Pengu playing just hugging this bomb chassis, as Stanley on the Thermite now opening up the wall. So Stanley is playing such a huge variety of operators, and he's now moved on to the hard breach, as he was the entry fragger and the roamer before this. It's Adi moving to the Nomad here, as I believe Agent 3D missed some of his ex-Kairos, and he's just now opening up the wall. There we go, the wall has been opened up, but it is, I believe, a vaultable hole, and the attackers will have to vault through that hole, I believe. Yes, as the smoke's now coming out, the attackers looking to clean up this round really quickly, as Hashtag is down inside conference office, and it's a quick cleanup by the attackers, pushing in really aggressively, really quickly, taking advantage of the fact that it is a 3v2. Stanley on that Thermite, able to best of 3. It is a 5-5 now, as XGC have leveled the playground once again. This could be a very long match by the looks of it, as the Spatterman on that Capital has been so influential, even after the rehost, just getting 10 kills. As they go back to lockers for the 3rd time. Why would you go down to lockers? You've lost it once, you've won it once. I believe they're looking to recreate the magic that was the last time they went down to lockers. So let's see how they do this one differently, and how the attackers actually decide to counter the clash that is being brought. I believe a 6-pick onto the clash would have been way more useful here, as the attackers are now wary of the presence of the clash, and they have brought the Capital, the Thermite and the Hibana, as well as the Monty. So the Monty versus the clash has been such a huge 1v1 that everyone's talking about, but unfortunately the clash has not been able to do much about the Monty. Meanwhile, the Monty is able to just knife the clash and easily get the kill onto her, or if not the kill, just get some damage done, which can lead to a kill, early kill later on. Just setup coming in from the defenders now, as the Mira is rotating into the open area, just opening up the office soft barricades, the soft breachable tables, I believe. Yeah, tables, as it's 30 seconds into the round, and the attackers, Agent 3D on the Hibana, just propelling into the stairs, as the Monty has now decided to push in far more aggressively and has eaten far more damage than the last time he played it. And Shax on the Legion now, looking to see if he can actually aid the clash inside of the server, as the Monty now, this time the Monty is actually killed by
finally
the clash
using her own gun.
Yeah,
It's finally been used for. She almost tried to the Capital, really well placed 5 bullets by the Capital. Only 2 or 3 or 5 HP left on the clash, but she's still very useful because they have no grenades, they have no impact. She can still zap you from far away, and she's still very much in the game.
Yes, and the Capita, I believe he's only used one of his fireballs, so yeah, he has no more fireballs left as Hasselblad on that roam on the Jaeger gets the kill onto the Thermite, so that's one of the two hard breaches of the board as well. What is going on with the attackers here as they've lost sight of what is going on? The Monty going down, but an amazing shot coming out from Mythical onto the Jaeger. No damage done to Mythical at all as Agent of Freely on the Hibana is able to open up the site as the clash finally goes down on the hands of the Capital. The Capital really being the counter to the clash that they needed, and 55 seconds left. The smoke canister being wasted, I believe, as Mythical just spots the smoke but couldn't react fast enough. He pushes in and finishes up the kill. It's all down to Viren on the Mira. What happened to the defense that is falling apart at the seams? It's all down to Viren with 1 C4 in hand, 36 seconds left. The plant going down. He spots one attacker at long range. The Vector can't really do much despite its high fire rate. And Viren once again going on the long rotate towards the top floor. Top floor.
Yes,
okay, so Viren actually going top floor. He will spot the Hibana, gets the kill onto the Hibana halfway through the defuse plant. He doesn't know that Spratterman is hiding deep inside the tunnel, and the Mira's position is actually given away by the pings as Viren will drop the hatch, just pre-firing into where he thinks the Capita might be, but the Capita playing it smartly, just holding the angle from deep inside the tunnel. An amazing play by the attackers, really salvaging the round. I believe it was the play from Mythical to take down the smoke, the Jaeger as well. I believe he took down one more person before he was shot down, or even not that, just pushing on from the main stairs, just clearing up the defenders and just catching them by surprise, and the defenders were unable to adapt around it, and the clash going down earlier on just was the final nail in the coffin as they go down to a Lockers defense for match point, mind you. They think they might be able to recreate what they did first, and they might be able to win it the second time around. The second time might be a charm, as it's 6-5 match point for Team XGC here. Team XGC really proving to be a very difficult side for Team YUNKTIS to deal with, despite the fact that the community vote was well in favor of Team YUNKTIS. The community vote actually being the downfall for Team YUNKTIS here, as they're unable to do anything about the Team XCC on this attack, despite the fact they had the man advantage, they had all the advantages in the world, and yet they were still unable to do anything, as the attackers were just so swift and so ruthless with their attack. And an amazing play. They have gone to the tellers. They changed the site, I believe, last round, and I was unable to have a look as they've gone to a Teller's defense. I believe
this is the match point for Team XGC. If they win this round, they win the whole series 2-0 and they move on to the semi-finals. Very, very crucial round for Team XGC.
I hope this doesn't get to the head of Team XCC as they are on match point, and the match point really doesn't affect their game as they have been playing so beautifully. Smoke canister just coming in and just baiting out the Mira window, as Hibana just not using that smoke to actually...
Monty just heard the C4 being ripped apart by the Mira, and he backed off. That's why the Hibana also backed off. And really intelligent by the I don't know who
Jaeger of Shaq. So Shaq is moving in from the kitchen. Yeah, so the Mira has actually moved away, and it's the bandit inside behind the Mira window as Stanley takes control of the top floor, and it's sadly just stuck outside this window in front of this Mira window as Nerf Pengu on that bandit, as the Hibana actually goes down to Shazil I don't understand where he was. I believe he was trying to push in from the alley access doorway as Shazil takes down the Ibana. That's one of the two hard breaches of the board, as the mirror window has finally been popped, I believe, by the Twitch drone or from the top floor. But the damage has been done to the attackers here as this match point. 1 minute 22 seconds left on the clock, and the attackers should be really reading into this hard hold inside open area, as they have taken control of open area, but they don't have control of the kitchen, as the Monty decides to ADS, but the refrag coming from Stanley, a very late refrag, 1 minute left on the clock, as the Jaeger of Shazil goes down, but I believe he's done his job. He's wasted time, he's gotten rid of the hard breacher and these rotate holes from the defenders. They might be able to move in through these rotate holes, as the smoke now blocking it off, as Hasselplatt on this castle room not being spotted if he chooses to push into the site. Viren inside this electric office, Hasselplatt instead going top floor. Had he gone into the open area, he would have gotten the 2 kills onto the Capital as well as the Monty, who are so focused onto the site. Ooh, Spider-Man just missing the head of the Monty as Nerf Pengu beheads him in return, and the C4 coming out as all down to the French duo of the Monty and the Twitch down, Mythical down. It's all down to Monty deep inside archives. Tell us he's being pushed from 2 different angles, and the shotgun coming into play from Senpapi Movo, and that's overtime for Team YUNKTIS versus XGC. Amazing plays by, I don't know why GG well played is coming out. It is overtime.
He's not aware of the overtime, I believe. He might have thought that we have
yeah, so it won't be infinite overtime, I believe.
No, it will not be infinite
it will be first to 2 round wins, so overtime, normal overtime rules being applied to this matchup right now, as Team XGC goes back to attack. Unfortunate for Team XGC, or fortunate for Team YUNKTIS, depending on how you look at it.
They are going to tell us once again, and they are bringing out the same lineup. So once again, we might be looking at an open area hold, but this time around the attackers have brought the blitz. That could be the game changer for this attack.
Yes, the blitz being brought on could be something that the defenders might not be able to deal with, as Nerf Pengu on that bandit has been so elusive of the attackers. They are unable to lock him down and actually get the kill onto him, but he was actually able to drop down to sight, but at the end of the round, despite the fact that he was roaming towards the open area, and despite the fact that the attackers got control of open area, they were unable to do anything with it, as the defenders are holding onto it for so long. The castle barricades coming into play. Still no soft breach being brought by the attackers, instead bringing the blitz with the Twitch and the Thermite and the Capital.
All 5 of them have spawned towards the jewelry front, as 4 of them will decide to drop down in tunnel. They'll be pushing with the blitz from the tunnel. They will see the castle,
yeah, so
finally spotting out the castle. The castle will be running for his life as he hears the blitz coming in.
Chased by the blitz and 3 people behind him. So this aggressive roam clear coming out from Team XGC really coming into play, as Hasselplatt has decided to rotate back into Gold Vault. He might be Gold Vault, as he might be looking to catch any stray attackers off guard. As
I think they might have not known about him. They've completely ignored the roamer of castle downstairs, and they're just pushing on site. This might be a kind of rush from Team XGC, as they're ignoring the whole hold of open area and everything, and they're just looking to open up the castle walls as the Thermite puts his exothermic charge on the castle barricade.
Castle barricade, so that's the castle barricade open, and there's no one inside side. There is a rotate from open area for the defenders to fall back, as Nerf Pengu falls into sight, but he's immediately met by the Bliss, but the C4 not being able to be popped soon enough, as Stanley pushes.
They've got 2 frags already.
They have control of sight as well. All they have to do now is plant and hold the angles. The defenders have no idea what's going on. The attack is reading into this attack so perfectly. an amazing play coming out from Team XGC as the diffuser has been planted. A housing plan finally getting the kill from downstairs once again. That's the Monty down, but he will be shot down immediately by Spatterman on the Capita, who is on extremely low HP. It's all down to the Mira and Shax, who is also on low HP. He just playing around the shells here that are bulletproof. Viren on low HP as well, as the attackers just need to stay alive as Viren shoots down the Capital. It's all down to Mythical, and an amazing spot by Viren on
not
the...
be able to get the oh, will he win?
It's very close, and an amazing clutch coming out from Shax and Veron, and amazing
getting the
play.
two perfect headshots on the Twitch and the Capital. The Twitch needed to just waste a little bit more time, and she could have got the
diffuser would have actually not been able to defuse had the Twitch stayed alive for that little bit longer. I believe it was the misplay coming out from Spatterman on the Capital.
We should not blame him, because actually he did needed to, you know, peek the diffuser as it was far away from him, and he needed to have an angle. If in case they had a drone on the bomb, then in that case only he could have, you know, played very passive. But I believe that they didn't have a drone, judging from their rush. Yeah, I'm putting that rush in air quotes. So judging from their rush, they probably didn't have a drone on the diffuser, and that's why the Twitch wanted to peek the bomb and have her eyes on the bomb at all times to see if the defenders are going for the diffuser or not. One more thing to note: if they had cleared out the roamer of Castle downstairs, and if they had droned him out, that could have been the round for XGC, as the
Monty would have stayed alive. Yeah, the Castle getting the kill on the Monty was very influential, as the Monty, had he stayed alive till the end, this would have been the nail in the coffin for Team YUNKTIS, as they wouldn't have been able to deal with him as swiftly as they were. Going down to Lockers are XGC. They're bringing a very similar lineup as to what they did last time around. As I believe they are, so Spatterman on the Mira doing the similar thing to what he did when they were defending the side, just opening up this wall for line of sight, as well as just stopping any hard breach onto it. Well, no clash being played on Lockers this time, as it is Team XGC defending the side. It's Adi on the Echo, playing deep inside the security office. Viren on that Buck this time, not playing... on the Buck, he has been very successful on the attacker half, which seems so long ago now, as we go into overtime, and overtime match point for Team YUNKTIS as they look to level out the map count, as they are a map down to Team XGC, and Team XGC could take this match if they can win this round and go back to attack, and actually close out the attack to any of the two sides that the Team YUNKTIS were unable to hold on to, as Nerf Pengu on the Hibana this time is droning out the Legion, making sure that his position is known to the attackers. The drone not being shot down, meaning that the Legion is unaware that his position has been given away, just holding on to open area for as long as possible, as 1 minute has gone down, as Wyron just moving into the Teller's office, and meanwhile Shax on the Nomad has been downed by Stanley, and Stanley is unaware that he has actually downed the Nomad. He might be too far away to actually know that he's downed her, and the Legion just escaping the clutches of the Bug. He pushes in very aggressively, and to no avail, as he just lands one shot to the Bug, and he is immediately shot down. 1 minute 25 seconds still on the clock, and the attackers have the man advantage. Shaq still alive to hold on to the rotations from the Bandit, who is playing on the top floor, and it's Adi. So Mythical playing on the main stairs, as Nerf Pengu can go to work on the hatches, just vary off his flank, as Shax is just holding on to the main stairs for as long as possible. Viren inside the archives office. Mythical is holding on to the main stairs for as long as possible, as the pings now starting to come inside the server, as Viren now droning out the Bandit, as I believe that's one echo shot being lost as Nerf Pengu actually takes down Stanley. So that's an amazing play. That's the roam cleared out by the the attackers here, as the C4 kill by Spatman coming into play and the diffuser has been dropped down. But that's one of the two C4s as Mythical pushes in aggressively with the pistol now, trying to get the kill around the bomb chassis. Comes in from the flank as Hashtag Flag Echo Drone is still able to get the kill, and the attackers finish up the round, and Team YUNKTIS take the map number 2. That is map number 2 for Team YUNKTIS, clearing out. Byron just missed the Echo in the first time and just finishes up the kill at the end.
Echo
An amazing
in the same spot as the last time. He was expected to be there, and he was finally taken down in the last moments by the Buck. If he had chosen a different spot this time, he could have also clutched this round, maybe in the last seconds.
Dying seconds. Yeah, but Varun was just on a rampage, and he was just as we will be going for the map number 3, and we'll be right back with you for Consulate.
Very quick this time though.
Hopefully. Hello everyone, and we are back with map number 3, XGC versus YUNKTIS, an amazing second map on Bank so far, and the operator ban's coming out on Consulate this time, the decider map for Team XGC versus Team YUNKTIS, the Blitz being banned by YUNKTIS. They are not ready for the XCC plays on that Blitz, especially on that last defense round inside the Teller's office, which Varun actually clutched out, and the Buck being banned. So very targeted bans, as the Buck is a very specific operator for a map like Consulate, and the Mira being banned, nothing too out of the ordinary there. And the final, probably an Echo or a Maestro or a Valkyrie, one of the three usual uh, bans you would see on a map like Consulate. There we go, a Valkyrie ban coming out, so nothing out of the ordinary apart from that Buck ban, which itself isn't too out of the ordinary for a map like Consulate, where the Buck can wreak so much havoc from inside that piano room as well as the admin office. So round number 1 starting here as Team XCC are on the attack this time, not on the defense as Team YUNKTIS was on the defense. They're going for that top floor defense first time around, bringing the castle as well as the pulse. So both the FBI SWAT operators being played by Team YUNKTIS. The Blackbeard being brought on by Godpeak, who I believe has been subbed in for someone, not really sure. Round number 1 now underway as the Nomad as well as the Blackbeard being brought on by the defenders here. Hardstuck plan on the castle was so great on the roam that he did last time around, but this time let's see how he plays it out differently on a map like Consulate, which isn't too roamer friendly, but you can pull out some great roams if you can read into what the attackers are doing. The first round actually coming on, so let's see what they do differently as the smoke being played as well. This castle barricade onto the yellow stairs means that they are not looking to hold inside yellow stairs with the Jaeger, and the Jaeger might be looking to hold onto somewhere else. The Dog and the Legion going for a spawn peek as Hardstuck Plat playing inside this long hallway, making sure that there's no rush as the rotation actually being made into bathroom by the defender, and this extremely long angle being held by the castle from deep inside bathroom, just outside bathroom, towards the Visa stairs as Shax on that Legion gets the first kill. That's the hard breacher off the board. What was going on? I believe he got the kill on the double windows outside the console office. So yes, I believe, yes, there we go. So that was where the first kill of the Hibana. The Hibana had no job repelling there on that window. And
I don't see the Hibana body right here. I don't think she was rappelling here. She might have been rappelling
on the top window.
Yeah, okay, she was rappelling on yellow stairs.
Yellow stairs.
A nice shot nevertheless by the Legion of
Shazo, yeah. Now it's the other Nomad just playing outside the double windows leading into the theater as Godpeak now on the Blackbeard. Drones going in and now peeking into the yellow stairs. This yellow stairs hold on from the defenders might be very influential. The castle barricade to make sure that anyone playing inside the baguette area is not spotted by anyone playing on the skylight. And yeah, so all the defenders actually now just heading on that top floor. Movo on that smoke in a very influential and powerful position, has only 1 minute left on the clock here, with 3 smoke canisters still in his hand. This is a very precarious position for him. He does decide to peek, but the Blackbeard has rotated away to the double windows as the Tigers have actually lost sight, lost the plot here, as Spatterman now putting in his fireballs, and the plant actually going down right next to Nerf Pengu, who is deciding to not push in, and the defuse plant actually goes down. Nerf Pengu pushes into and gets the kill onto its Adi on the Nomad, and it's all down to Spatterman on the Capital, who is shot down immediately. And this can be an easy defuse plant, defused by the defenders as the IQ pushing in, but it might be too little too late as the diffuser has been disabled. An unfortunate play by the Tigers here, as they did get the defuse plant down, but they are unable to hold on to the defuse plant long enough for the defenders to actually not been able to defuse. Yeah, so XGC YUNKTIS looking to ask for a rehost here. I don't know.
No, actually they're just confirming from XGC if they still want the rehost or not. So we'll be going for a quick rehost, and we'll be right back with you for the second round on the final map.
Hello everyone, and we are back with round number 2 on the final map for Team XGC versus Team YUNKTIS. Team YUNKTIS winning out on the console defense upstairs, and now they're going down to Cafeteria Garage. The Kite being 6-picked onto from the Jaeger, and the Vigil being played by Viron. And Shazil on the Bandit looks to be like they might be going for a roam, as Spatterman on that Jackal was so useful last time around, and XAC bringing the Fuse. The Fuse can be the operator for this site. Because they don't have a sledge on the board, they haven't decided to point the site, so that's the grenades off the board. But the Fuse, if he can take control of Piano, can be such a nuisance for the defenders to deal with. He just might be the play for the attackers here, as the Maestro is being brought, and he was not banned. The Maestro Echo for a second consecutive round, second consecutive map, I believe, have not been banned, and yet the attackers decide to bring only one of the two. Hardstack plant on the Maestro, just barricading that door towards white, meaning that they might not be holding, no one might be holding inside archives and the white hallway. And God Peak now moving away from the Blackbeard, moving to the Thermite, and Agent Afridi this time on the Blackbeard, rocking that elite skin, the Gorilla elite skin, as it's Adi on the Fuse, just free firing into the windows, making sure everything is clear and no one's actually peeking him, just checking the angles. Spatterman on the Jackal going on his drone, I believe, yep. And the drone's now coming into the Piano as Shazil and Viron on this top floor room inside the theater office, opening up the hatch, the Vigil ability allowing him to hold this angle without being scared of the drone spotting him out, and he could actually deny any entry from the main doorway, but the attackers might be looking to jump straight into the Piano as Nerf Pengu on the Kai is holding to see if he can actually the Kai trick the Thermite, as it's Adi is unable to get the position of the Vigil as his drone just drops right in front of him. The hatch is being kited off as well. No Thatcher on the board, despite the fact that he has not been banned. Agent Afridi on the Blackbeard, just entering into admin. 1 minute 30, half the time actually off the board, as Agent Afridi still unclear of where the Vigil is. Meanwhile, it's Adi on the Fuse has decided to move in and has decided to wreak havoc onto the defenders downstairs. He is bringing the breach charges, so an amazing read into the bug play and actually using the breach charges to perfection to open up any holes that might be needed. Viren playing on the yellow stairs could be very crucial, as he can easily flank the Fuse, who's just running around inside the Piano room, making holes, peeking holes, and is completely unaware of the position of the Vigil. The Vigil might be soon be spotted out as the drones are now coming in. 42 seconds left on the clock, and I don't believe the wall has been, even the garage wall has not been breached yet, as Viren still on the top floor. His position now finally being given away. He will decide to drop the hatch, I believe, or he's inside that cubby. No, he's actually just inside that cubby looking into the bathroom. He would have been able to spot the Fuse as the Jackal and the Fuse move into the right hallway, realizing that the position is now open, but the smoke is not spotting the IQ as the diffuse plant is going down, and Byron just smacks the Blackbeard through his shield. It's down to a 2v2. The diffuse plant is successful. It's all down to the fuse of its Adi, and Byron on the flank from top floor is able to finish up the last 2 kills on the thermite and the fuse, and an amazing play by the Vigil on the roam on the top floor. YUNKTIS really looking unstoppable right now as they get the 2nd round in a row once again. An amazing round by Veron, just using the Vigil's ability to perfection, and I would really like to question the IQ there, who would have been easily able to spot the Vigil playing on that long desk hallway, having that rotation to actually peek from a longer angle from the long desk towards the main door through the hatch, and his ability was on throughout the time he was there. And had the IQ actually sensed the area and opened up her gadget, she would have easily been able to see where the Vigil is and spot him and allow the Blackbeard to push in and get the kill onto Varin before he was able to do that amount of damage. And the defenders are now forced to go to a tertiary site. They are going to lobby and not deciding to go to the Archives Teller's site just yet, instead going to a lobby as they have won both of their defenses so far. This might be the opportunity for Team XGC to win out this their first attacking half, as the sledge is now finally being brought by Team XGC, realizing the importance now. The recharges on the fuse were definitely an interesting play. The fuse is a very good substitute for grenades, as his ability can make position difficult to hold. The Echo just sitting on top of the tinkering with his drones, and the Pulse on the top floor looking to see maybe it looks like that they might be going for a top floor a roam Varin on that Pulse, looking to see if he can get a spawn peek, but Nerf Penguin just drops the hatch into Visa as its Adi has now moved to the Nomad away from the fuse, and the Capital being brought with the sledge this time. So an interesting lineup from the attackers here, as Varen's position is the Pulse this time, so he can't actually hide from the drones, but he can run away, he can rotate away, and he is actually caught. The Echo being caught actually, I believe he was still sitting on top of that long desk, the circular desk, as he's shot down by its Adi on the Nomad. As both the defenders on the top floor have are very off their position now, as Sadi can actually shoot into them, but the reinforcement actually stopping them from actually doing anything about them from the rappel outside the spiral staircase. Nerf Pengu playing the alibi, the protection, make sure he puts them in spots where the attackers would usually pre-fire. The Maestro cam on the yellow side is actually giving so much intel to the Maestro. He does land a lot of shots, and the Capital is on so low HP, he will decide to run away, as the Nomad traps now coming into play here, as Sadi pushes wide peeks the side without actually checking his angle, and he's immediately shot down by Harsik Platt sitting behind that circular desk, and the sledge shot down elsewhere as well, and another kill from Mobo, and this looks like a clean up by Harsik Platt, who's unable to land the shots but does confirm the kill onto Mythical. It's all down to Spatterman on extremely low HP, but two of the defenders actually are on low HP as well, and the high HP defenders are actually the Maestro just running outside. He will be caught out, and that's one of the two low HP operators off the board. 45 seconds left. This is somewhat salvageable, but the C4 coming out will unfortunately miss. Of Spatterman just barely missing out on that C4 and his death as he decides to rotate. He is a 3-speed Capitão. He can rotate around, but he doesn't have the diffuser. He has 3 considerably higher health operators to deal with. He has the LMG, he's finally been able to reload as Nerf Pengu sitting inside that bathroom, but Byron will have the spot on the Capitão and will just confirm the kill onto him. He had a beat on him consistently, and all he had to do was just pre-fire in the general direction of where his spot was, and that's round number 3 in the hand of YUNKTIS, and YUNKTIS looking to close this one out quickly. They are not taking a no for an answer as they are going back to console, and as they have completed the cycle of sites, and they are able to go back to all the sites that they have defended so far. Round number 4 now. XGC just do not have an answer for Team YUNKTIS, and as this match has progressed, XGC have just fallen off the map completely. First 3 rounds to the defenders. Despite the fact this is a bit defender-sided map, the attackers are actually bringing the right operators to deal with the strategies that might be coming up. Although the lack of any and all soft breaches from the attackers, not bringing an Ash or Zofia, even a Maverick, is very questionable, I believe, because the castle barricades, as we saw from the last match, have been so influential that shield inside the long desk allows anyone playing inside bathroom to just hold angles towards the long desk as well as the double windows and Weezer stairs. When this wall is opened up, the long desk area is far more viable for the defenders to actually play around. The baguette area is far more safer for the defenders, and these castle barricades castling the Jaeger of Nerf Pengu outside into the yellow stairs is definitely a play and a half, as all 5 attackers spawning towards the gas station, as it's Saudi on the Monty this time, looking to see if they can try something differently. Only I think it was Agent Free who spawned main gate, was not spawn peaked, to my amazement. He's bringing the stun grenade instead of the breach charges, and he's immediately shot down by the low DPS UMP of the castle, who is on extremely low HP, but he has done his job. I believe this round has just been won by Hashtag Plat on the castle, getting rid of the Blackbeard on a site like console, which has so many windows, so many angles that the Blackbeard can easily peek and easily get the kill onto. Getting rid of the Blackbeard just might be the play for the defenders, as the Monty is looking to push into the yellow stairs. They definitely had an idea of what they were going to do, as Varun getting the kills. So that's his second UMP on the pulse this time, who is being pushed by the Monty and is immediately shot down. 1 minute 48, so the roam clear being a bit ruthless, a bit more ruthless this time, as Mythical now playing on those windows. The Blackbeard has been shot down, so he has been forced to rotate to his position. They do need someone on these windows to make sure there's no one actually pushing onto the people onto the yellow stairs. Got peek on the Thermite once again. The Thermite is a very interesting pick for a site like console. There is not a lot of places where the Thermite can be of much work on. Double Jaeger ADSs inside the yellow stairs, looking to see if any grenades might come in. No grenades being brought on the side of the attackers. Once again, a very poor adaptability coming out from Team XGC. Team XGC are just not prepared for anything that Team YUNKTIS is bringing, as the Jaeger is running off and he will be shot at by the Jaeger, and the Jaeger actually winning that fight. And an amazing clear up by Movo on the smoke, clearing up the kill onto Mythical, who decided to repel in, I believe, the Nomad trap, not even able to help the Nomad salvage that round. The Monty not ADSing and actually just dying to the Jaeger there was a very odd play, as Team YUNKTIS now 4-0 on their defensive half, looking to see if they can just clean sweep this final map. This is nothing like the previous map, as the previous map before this was a Team XGC countering everything that Team YUNKTIS had to bring, and they were really proving the haters wrong in that community vote who voted for Team YUNKTIS, and they were not disheartened by that community vote at all, as they played two maps significantly better than they are now. I believe it's the fatigue as well as the emotions now coming into play, as they have gone to the final map knowing that they could have been able to clutch out the previous round, and they were unable to, despite the fact that they had rushed into sight on that Archive Stellar defense, which we will talk about right now. But round number 5 now on a garage defense. Team YUNKTIS looking to complete the perfect half, I would say. The 6-0 half would be something they would be looking for right now. That lobby defense was a bit more iffy by Team YUNKTIS, but they were still able to hold on to it, with Spider-Man being the last man alive. And Warren on this Vigil roam has been so influential, and no one has been able to do anything about him on the top floor. Not even a Blackbeard, not even a sledge. So the sledge being finally brought by Team XGC, as they are going for a garage take. Mythical on that Nomad this time once again, and the Monty just standing outside the garage door. He could definitely be more useful than just standing outside a reinforced wall, doing absolutely nothing apart from just hearing a couple of sounds, as he could be pushing Varen off this top floor room, as Varen is holding on to the top floor for as long as possible. He is joined by Shazel on the Jaeger, just using those open hatches to keep a line of sight, and he's immediately shot down. Agent of 3D is peeking in very inconclusively, and that's the sledge off the board. The most powerful operator on a map like Consulate, where Piano Room is such a crapshoot for the attackers. They can easily open up that floor. Unfortunately, the sledge is off the board, but the side wall has been breached. Now Pengu just having some difficulty trying to get rid of the drone, as the shotgun is going to be nerfed. So the Passionos did say that the shotgun will get nerfed next time around, as the Thatcher gets a beautiful shot through the punch hole that was made by the Maestro, I believe, and that's the anti-breach and anti-diffuse plant. Diffuse denial actually off the board. The Maestro cams are now locked in position, and this is not looking too good for the defenders. 4v4 now, with only 1 minute left at the clock. One attacker repelling on the piano windows, who is immediately shot down. It's Shazel running out from the theater windows on the top floor, and the smoke cannons are now coming in to repel this Monty, who has just been standing there doing absolutely nothing. And he will continue to do absolutely nothing, as meanwhile Nerf Pengu on the Kaid actually downed. The smoke cannon is coming in, and the Monty can actually just push in. He can confirm the kill on the the Kaid. Now he's able to finish up the kill. He does have the diffuser. He can go for the plant, and Movo stuck inside, but Varen on this flank once again. We've seen him do absolute wonders for the team, as the diffuser is being planted, and no, actually Thermite falls off, and it's all down to Veron to clutch this round and Godpeak with an amazing 2-piece to clean up the round, and that's the first attacking win for Team XCC on this first half actually, as we go to round number 6, as the defenders actually can go back to garage, and they will be going for another garage hold. Varen was completely ignored in his roam on the top floor. He didn't come into contact with anything, and he was unable to do anything apart from get that one kill on the top of yellow stairs, and that was about it. He was immediately shot down by the thermite on the yellow stairs once he was deciding to peek. The diffuser was not planted, but the time management by XCC was so perfect that they were able to push into sight with enough time to clear out all the defenders, and Godpeak, actually now Mythical and Veron, on 4 and 6 kills. Veron actually just carrying the team on his back with his team's not far behind. Veron on 6 kills, and Nerf, Pengu, Hasseltag, Shazil, but all on 3 kills apiece. And Varun actually just being the driving force that he is, and has been for most of this match, or most of the series, I believe, as he is the entry fragger for Team YUNKTIS. And his roam as the vigil on the top floor on this map, and his buck plays on the map before this bank was so influential and so good, and XGC were not able to do a lot about it, so they just banned the buck altogether. And now round number 6, the final round of the first half of the final map for Team XGC. So Team XGC really need to start this comeback. It's a 4-1, and the advantage is clearly in the hand of Team YUNKTIS, as Viren going for this very cheeky, very pixel spawn peek, as he does spot someone, but no shots unfortunately landed, as Isadi is able to get away with his life, and the attack is now focusing on this garage take once again. Spatterman now picking up the Nomad instead of its Adi, and Movo just holding on inside the piano room, and he's the drone's giving his position away, and he rotates away. And Agent of 3D though, this time on the Monty, deciding to push into yellow, I believe. Oh, that peek would have been able, had someone been peeking that angle, they would have been able to catch the Monty off guard as he was running into the doorway, as no bandit picking coming out, as there we go, the bandit, as he was trying to trick the thermite charge, is shot down. An amazing play by Agent of 3D playing that Monty, just playing very aggressively on that those yellow stairs, the Hasenplat on the Maestro, looking so if he can do anything. And Agent of 3D, the ADS Monty, wreaking absolute havoc as he shoots down Viren on that vigil, the roaming vigil that has been so elusive for the attackers to deal with, is finally being dealt with by the aggressive Monty, and Movo just using his smoke canisters, as meanwhile everything around Agent of 3D is going down. Agent of 3D not being phased by the smoke canisters, and he is shot down by the Jaeger of Nerf Pengu. Nerf Pengu playing very aggressively on the top floor, using the holes to his advantage. This lack of control inside Piano is definitely the be all and end all for this defense, as they're able to retake the site using those holes, and the flanks coming out from the Jaeger on the top floor, and the smoke inside the pillars area. The smoke still not moving from his position. He does have one more smoke canister, I believe, and Nerf Pengu on the top floor. 45 seconds left. It's the dream duo of the Thermite and the Thatcher to clutch out this round to see if they can actually salvage anything, but it's Adi just pre-firing anything and everything he can find at this point. As the Jaeger is inside the bathroom, he's holding his position, got peek on the Thermite. He was so good the last time, but this time he was unable to do anything about that. Jaeger playing the top floor. This Jaeger roam inside, as Nerf Pengu will come into contact with the Thatcher. He will down and confirm the kill, and is immediately refragged by God Peak. 1v2, 10 seconds left. The Maestro cam still on, so the information will be given away, and he will be peeked by the smoke of Movo to complete an almost perfect half from the defenders, as the Maestro camp started to damage the Thermite, and the smoke just coming in to confirm the kill, as Team YUNKTIS go into the second half 5-1. Really amazing plays by Team YUNKTIS, really living up to their community vote in this match, in the final map finally. Just 5-1 on their defensive half, and now all they have to do is win 2 more rounds on attack of Consulate, and the defenders going to Consul as their first defense as well. Let's see what they do differently to what they did on the attack, and what they can do to actually counter the plays by the Team YUNKTIS, as the Zofia being brought by Team YUNKTIS could be very important, as the castle barricades were so influential on the half of Team YUNKTIS, and Team XGC weren't able to do anything about them at all. As so round number 7 is underway, 5-1 on the first half. Team YUNKTIS bringing the Zofia could be very influential. The Blackbeard is nothing too out of the ordinary. Usually you would see a Blackbeard ban on a map like Consulate, but no, he's not banned, rather than the Blitz and the Bug. Two very target bans, I would say, but let's see how they play this one out. First round on their defense, Team XGC doing a very similar setup to what no, actually doing a very, very different castle setup to what Team YUNKTIS did. So they're actually castled off the 3 windows looking into the site. So 1 connector window, as well as the 2 console windows being castled off. So the Zofia will be forced to actually use her utility, or the attacker will have to waste time on meleeing the castle barricades, as Movo on the Jackal will look to see if he can find any roamers off guard. And Nerf Pengu, I think he's opened up one of the 2 castle barricades already, and this drone just completely catching so many defenders off guard, and is finally shot down by Mythical. But yeah, one of the 2 castle barricades have been opened up, but I believe the second barricade will allow the defenders to play around it. And Nerf Pengu just missing the shots onto the Echo, who's playing inside that cubby area. Mythical will do a run out, but will unfortunately be unable to confirm the kill on the Blackbeard. Wow, unfortunate play by the castle. It would have been such a huge play had he gotten the kill onto the Blackbeard, but unfortunately the Blackbeard is still alive, and he's still able to do so much damage to the defenders here. As Spatterman on the pulse, just lurking out inside the circle desk area. Spatterman, as meanwhile Agent 3D gets the refrag onto Viron on the Twitch, so that's a very powerful gun off the board. Blackbeard on extremely low HP. The Pulse will be Jackal scanned, and he will be forced to run up the yellow stairs, and he's immediately shot down by Movo, who is on half HP, but he's done his job. That's the C4 of the Pulse off the board, who can do so much damage from below using his Pulse scanner, as well as the C4. And Shazel on the Blackbeard, just holding on any rotations from the connector window. So I believe that was one of the 2 Zofia impact grenades that were used by by the attackers to actually open up that angle. A God Peak playing inside that cubby is not being spotted by the attackers. Hasek Plat missing so many shots, and both the attackers, both the Echo and the Nomad, on so low HP. I'm amazed that God Peak is still able to play inside that cubby area and not been shot down. And as I say it, he is immediately shot down, as elsewhere Agent 3D gets the kill onto Movo, and it's down to 2v2. 7 seconds left on the clock. All Agent 3D has to do is deny this defuse plan, as it's all down to him on extremely low HP. He will spot the Zofia playing the cubby, but Nerf Pengu with an amazing peek coming out pre-firing from that angle. The reinforcement playing against him, as an amazing play by the Team YUNKTIS here to put themselves on match point. Team YUNKTIS to clear this out quickly, as Team XGC are actually going back to console office for their second defense. Usually you would see teams rotating off of the sites that they have been unable to defend, but I think Team XGC realized the mistakes that were made in the last round, and they're not bringing the Echo this time, instead going for the Rook. The castle play on that window was really unfortunate by the for the castle actually, as had he gotten the kill onto Shazil, that would have been so huge. And the as okay, I'm cut off mid sentence as got peak as 6-pick onto the Frost. The Frost is an interesting operator, especially for a site like Console Office, and if the drones do not spot the Frost mats, the Huntress spot Frost mats, I will just call them Frost mats, but if they're not spotted out by the attackers, they can actually be a very influential play, as the Jaeger ADS doesn't allow him to put it just next to the window, as Agent Afridi has now moved on to the Jaeger, rocking that elite skin. Such a beautiful elite skin. Anyway, so it's Adi now picking up the Legion, as I believe Agent Afridi just prepping the windows to make sure that he can jump out, catch anyone off guard. Nerf Pengu once again on that Zofia. Team YUNKTIS looking to see if they can clean up this map quite quickly as they can, so that they can get the rest for tomorrow's semi-final. 6-1 lead right now. Let's see what Team XGC can do differently this time, as we're 30 seconds into the round, and the drones are now starting to go in. God Peak on the Frost is hiding in behind the table, making sure that he's not droned out. His identity is not given away, so the attackers are now wary of the Frost mats even before they're actually of any significance. As Nerf Pengu just going ham to anyone playing inside that yellow stairs, which is the Jaeger of Agent Afridi. He doesn't have any ADS. I don't believe he has any ADS, and he's allowed to rotate back into Baguette. The drone actually giving his position away. He's playing very aggressively on these bathroom windows, and I'm amazed that Team YUNKTIS have not actually punished him just yet, as Movo is just outside of this window, waiting to see if anyone will jump out. As meanwhile, Shazil on the Nomad gets a first kill onto Mythical on the Castle. Castle has not been the play for Mythical, as his utility has been useful, but on his guns he's not been able to do a lot, as he is shot down. Spatterman inside admin with the Legion unable to do anything, as it's Adi now rotating towards long desk, as the attackers are focused on this west yellow stairs take, as a Thermite is able to push all the way towards the top of yellow stairs. 57 seconds left on the clock as Agent Afridi inside the bathroom, and God Peak actually gets the first kill of the defenders. Agent Afridi pushing extremely aggressively, and God Peak actually gets a second kill. That's Zofia off the board as well, and it's a 3v3 with only 40 seconds left on the clock, as we're on the sledge this time, looking to come in from an unexpected angle, the spiral stairs, and his position is not yet given away, as God Peak is looking to see if he can stop the sledge, who's rotated all the way towards the other side of the map, towards Visa stairs, as it's Adi looking to see if he can flank the sledge. Meanwhile, the plant going down, Viren gets the kill onto the Jaeger, only the Rook of Spatterman, and he's refragged by God Peak. God Peak on this Frost has been so influential, but the diffuser has gone down. It's a 2v2 retake into the side with the Thermite and the Thatcher on the board. Movo holding on the rotation, and it's Adi just asleep on the wheel as he is caught off guard by Movo on the Thermite, and it's Hardstuck Plat with the pistol of the Thatcher just pushing into the long desk to finish up the kill, and that's GG's. That's the second quarterfinal done and dusted. Team YUNKTIS with a 7-1 victory, moving on to the second semi-final to play against Team Meme Team. Yeah, so it will be Team YUNKTIS versus
No,
Meme
it
Team
is not
tomorrow.
confirmed. It will be random.
Oh, it will be random as it is confirmed by the admins as an amazing victory for Team YUNKTIS here. They might be able to carry on this momentum tomorrow as they have won 2-1. Extremely hard fought victory. Team XGC played brilliantly in the first two maps, but they were unable to finish up the second map actually on Bank. And I believe the momentum that YUNKTIS gained from that, they just carried it on towards this. And this whole series momentum, they'll just carry on to the matchup tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow with the semi-finals of the Rainbow Six Pro League Season 2. Thank you for watching.